Hi, welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings. I am your host, Lawrence, Punk with Toys. You know who I am. That's why you guys are here. And I'm not going to say it today, Ed. I do have enough to get through 3 hours, and I'm going to try and keep it to 3 hours because, well, it's been a rough week. We'll just say that. If you remember last Monday, I talked about going and get my physical and being put on some steroids. Well, those steroids have been raging through me, which kind of set off the topic. The topic also saved some other people that we might save for another time. But let's just say there is a reason for the topic, and we are going to talk about that in around the 11 o'clock hour. So if you're in the replay and you don't want to hear me ramble on about all kinds of other crap, well, I'll tell you what, tune in around the 11 o'clock hour. We'll probably be to it shortly around there. So anyway, how's everyone doing? As I mentioned, things have been crazy with me. This steroid that I've been on, it's like I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hungry, I'm not. I want to eat, nothing tastes good, everything tastes good. And so that's where I'm at right now. And that's where I was Saturday when all of this crap for the topic came up. So quickly, let's just get into everything. Said hi. I want to say a big shout out to Ted and Aaron from Hella Dope Toys for hitting 500,000 subscribers. Not 500, 500 subscribers and getting monetized. I know. I want to thank everyone that tried doing it here. But hey, you know what? They did it last night. Good for them. Good guys. Check out Hella Dope Toys. If you are looking to purchase and you don't have a local retailer, you don't want to go through BBTS or listen, they get a lot of stuff quicker than some of the other guys. But there's a lot of people here. So let's say hi to everyone. Then I'm going to talk about the topic really quick. And I want to, you're probably not seeing Ray's comment. Ray Paz jumped in earlier and said, don't even give him attention. It only makes people go watch it. That's up to you, obviously. I just think it gives an extra traffic. See you later. All right, so I am going to address that. So I just want you to, if you're here, stick around because I'm going to address the reason why I'm doing that. Because when I started the channel, I had told Matthew, the moderator, Matthew Matson, I'm not here about this quick pump. This quick pop like some other people are. That's all they want. Drama creates traffic. I understand that, but it's not sustained. And that's what I'm trying to do with creating my channel and everything that I've been doing. But there is a reason, and I'm going to talk about it in a minute. So stick around. Ted, oh my God. Toy Connections. Nice to see you. Master Versal Toy Hunter. The Artist Shark. Lone Dragon. And Action Figs, PNC Games, the channel member. Thank you very much. Again, if you're interested in becoming a channel member, there's a couple different tiers. Trying to give you guys more content. It is a struggle right now, but it does help support the channel, and I appreciate it. Johnny Reno, Shark Guy is another wonderful channel member. Thanos Copter, check out Thanos Copter if you checked him out, just because his Instagram is absolutely crazy. DJ Feevish. Let's see here. We got David R in the house. Woodman 29. Matthew Matson, the moderator, also a channel member. Viper Scout. I can say Viper Scout, right? Without getting hit. We'll find out later on. Ted Darklaw, who I've already mentioned. And where was his partner? Here he is. Black Knight. He's the black one of the group. It's crazy. I thought he was the white one. And again, if you don't know, then you don't know, and don't take any offense to it. Allison Troy, Darth Berkey. We got Bick in the house. Jay Sutton. Okay. So, I'm going to address the topic of why I'm doing what I am. So if you're tuning in, listen, last week I had some sad comments. I really want to do some sad comments. That's someone else's thing, and I know that, but I want to do sad comments on my own thing. I thought the topic was pretty good last week. people seem to like it. One guy popped in and said, 3.5 hours, I'm out. And then another person popped in and said, 5 minutes into it, and it's only rambling. It's literally in the name. Monday Night Toy Ramblings. Hey, channel's not for everyone. Show's not for everyone. I get it. All right, so I want to talk about the topic really quick. We're not going to be getting into it. We will be doing the toy news, but so over the weekend, I mentioned I'm not trying to cause drama, but I'm also a person that's going to stick up and say what I believe. And a lot of people, I understand why they don't want to. You know what? They get to know people. They don't want to step on toes. I do this by myself. If I piss someone off, I piss someone off. I piss you off because I've told what I actually believe. Well, there's a guy, Island, and well, were they going to stay up? He has issues. And what I mean by he has issues is he lies. He creates false content. And for the most part, he's been a thorn in everyone's side. But the biggest thing is he causes an issue with the community. He is the Mike Zero of the G.I. Joe community. I've mentioned this before. Well, and I'll talk about this later again. On Saturday, after helping my buddy move, and as I mentioned, I was hungry, but I'm not hungry. But I ate, but I'm still hungry, and I ate more, and I'm hot, and I'm cold. I'm trying to lie down. And then all of a sudden, I get hit that Instagram has removed a bunch of posts. And then I realized it was from this asshole going in and starting to remove stuff. And some of the stuff that I could see is legit stuff that, well, he shouldn't have done. So I hit Chaz up, and Chaz said, dude, he's hit me up for like 20 posts. And then he told me that he also hit up Jersey Maniac. Again, I can only imagine how many other people. So that really caused a shift in the topic. It solidified what I was going to do. So that is the reason why I'm doing it. Again, 11 o'clock hours where you're going to hear what I have to say. And I got a lot to say. I mentioned it before, but I'm going to go all in. And you know what? If he ever wants to come on and discuss and prove me wrong, he's more than welcome to. But he'll never do a live. He'll never show his face because he knows everything that he's done is BS. All right. So, as I mentioned, I do have some merchandise out there. I also have some, have the channel membership, memberships, things like that. Whew. All right, lots of toys coming in. If you haven't seen, I've been starting to put out content. I got my shipment in from Taiwan. I got one shipment in. I got another video coming out tomorrow. I got another figure that's waiting. I should by then, probably tomorrow, have the last box of figures. Now, I know I'm not first to get them, but it's all about creating content and growing your channel. So look for it. There's going to be a lot of stuff, including the Trouble Bubble, which is supposed to be coming. Not the Trouble Bubble with Mindbender. That is the Canadian Target exclusive that we won't be getting. Only one person, Island, will probably be getting it because it is a Canadian Target exclusive. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I apologize. I just caught this. Words are hard when you're jacked up on steroids. How fun they are. Listen, my mouth doesn't. I can't really taste anything. I just need something. Yeah. Listen, it's a whirlwind. It was just the wrong time to get that. That's all I have to say. It was the wrong time to get that. Whew. Okay. So anyway. Yeah. And is there anything else I want to say? Before we get into the news, what are we doing? 9/11. You know what 9/11 is? Oh, I know what 9/11 is. 9/11 is actually Roman's birthday. We don't go live on 9/11, do we? That's Roman's birthday, just if anyone is wondering. Yeah, you know what? It came out wrong. That's not actually what I was trying to refer to. I was referring to Roman's birthday, and it's one of those things that when it hit me that, yeah, probably shouldn't have said that. All right, so Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing as well as I can. You'll probably start to see sweat bead off me because everything is just, I'm boiling. That's probably the best way to put it. I am absolutely boiling. But there has been some pretty good toy news. And then there's been some toy news that is like, wow, what the hell are you doing? So anyway, I think anyone else have anything they want to add? I know you can only add from the chat, but if you do have anything to add, we got 40 people. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We're almost at 2,500 subscribers. Actually, we were at 2,500 subscribers last night, but then it dropped down to 2. All right. Anything? Yes. I don't know. Jabir. I mean, we're hearing people post that. Rumors they've been hitting the shores for quite some time, but they won't go out until everyone. I know people have posted that fake listing. I don't believe, I don't believe it because they're all probably hit about the same kind. Let's see here. Keep up your good work, man. Seen you were at 1K, so good to see the channel thrive. Yeah, I went by 1K. Listen, my goal was to hit 1K and hit 2K by the end of the year. I should blow right by 3K if everyone subscribes. But now everyone will probably go unsubscribe, so I dropped you a little bit. Whatever. I hit the 1K. It's monetized. That's what matters. All right, hold on. I'm quickly looking through all this stuff here. All right. So let's talk a little McFarlane before we get started. So this guy just pumps out stuff. He may have pumped out stuff today. I did not. I didn't really look at too much news today. I've been going like crazy. Is all the shows that I got going on, all the stuff that I have to do. We're doing Thursday movie flashback with the Goonies. Well, I watched it on Prime, then they removed it. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. Just don't have a lot of time. So anyway, here we have a Superman. He's starting to catch up with the Supermans to Batman. And then his Brainiac. So the Superman looks decent. Someone can probably tell me what type of Superman that is. Okay, so Ray Paz disagrees. He says that looks awful. I don't think it looks like Superman, but I think as Robo talked about it, it has that Jim Lee look to it. I don't mind it, but I do agree. Like Superman has a classic look. I mean, you can change a few things. Tony Romo, it looks like he just threw another interception. Yes, it's Injustice Superman. Listen, it's not for everyone. I think it's a cool design and cool color look, but again, when it's Superman, I think of a couple classic colors of Superman. Again, I go back to the McFarlane stuff here, and of course, this picture you can't see it. They just have these giant pins, and again, I think it's time to go away with pins with most stuff. But if you are, you should hide them a little bit better. I guess I've harped on that more than enough. So there's Superman Injustice 2, I guess. If you want it, get it. If not, pass by it in Target if that's where it's at, and it'll be at clearance. Here's the packaging for it. Doesn't look like it's special. It comes with 2 hands. The thing I did notice is that I do believe the price has jumped up to $23. So they have gone from $20 to $23. It was something I knew that it was going to happen sooner or later. He had actually talked about it for a while. Donny Osmond. I see it. I really, really do see it. Yeah, I do see it, Machine Man. All right. Here's Brainiac, and as someone who does not collect McFarlane, really, I gotta say this looks pretty good. I feel this is something you could fit in with your other, with some of the other lines. Yeah, Dar says the same thing. Can't unsee it now. But this looks really good. I mean, Brainiac's been different through different iterations. I know that. But this is just a lot of metal with some pink on him, his green face. You can obviously see his attachments that would attach to different computers and stuff. But I actually think this is a pretty good looking figure. It's not going to be for everyone, and if it's not for you, then hey, you know what to do. It's a pass. Allison says this is a weird looking Batman. Just wait till we get the Jokerized one, because you know it's coming. Oh man. See, Jay says Injustice Superman's going off the rails on a crazy train. Oh man. So here's your Brainiac. He looks like a big beefy boy. So hopefully you're gonna get your money's worth for $23. But let's be honest, $23 in today's age, it scares me. It makes you think that Hasbro might feel that they need to raise the price of the Joes. We don't want that. I don't want that. Here's the back of it. And so here we have the Omega and Batman. Now, if someone could fill me in, that would be great. I don't understand why Omega has a bat suit on. And I always thought of, I don't really remember anything with Omega. For some odd reason, I have a memory that he was in Batman Beyond, and I don't believe that he was in Batman Beyond. I think he's right here, Tony. He's right here. He's looking at the bed. There's just me, myself, and I right now, so I need to be as quiet as possible. I realized when I started the intro, he knew the music and he came down. So he knows that music, and I think he knows what that means now. So I do think these figures actually look pretty good. I think the Batman looks really nice, to be honest. Okay, it was a comic storyline. Yeah, like I said, I lost track of it. I don't know why, but I see that face on Omega, and I think of the bad guy, one of the bad guys in Batman Beyond. So, but here we go. I don't understand the purple in the back of his Batman cape, but whatever. You can paint it if you want it. He obviously has been beaten up a little bit. He's got his Bangarang, and he's got his little bat thing. I'm assuming this is blood. It looks like it's blood, or it's just something they got on the picture before they sent it over. But I do think that this Omega looks pretty good. But why does he have a bat symbol? Can someone fill in quickly how Omega has a bat symbol or why he has a bat symbol? But yeah, all in all, the suit looks good. Omega has a big diaper on. I happened to be while working last week. I come through all these different stories on YouTube, and the story about the astronaut who she wanted to kidnap her ex's new girlfriend. And she put the diaper on and drove 900 miles so she wouldn't have to stop. You still have to stop for gas. I don't know what cars get 900 miles per take. But that's what I see. That's what I think of here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, all you got to do is look up the astronaut that wore diapers to abduct her ex's girlfriend. It's a crazy story. All right, so again, good looking figures. Again, there's no reason why he shouldn't have Batman dialed, considering he produces a new Batman once an hour, if not more. Allison says he was eating strawberries. Well, that actually makes sense. He got a little on his bat suit there. Ray says hard pass. Enjoy it for those that want it. I do not want to bash it. No, they don't look bad. That's the big thing. They don't look bad. I don't want to bash figures that don't look bad. I mean, we get enough of those. Again, here he is. He's got a little cape in the back. It's really cute. But again, he's got no neck. He's like Kurt Angle. No neck at all, man. It's just like big, solid neck. It doesn't want to get dropped on and get it broken. Him and Steve Austin. The back of it, interesting look, that's for sure. So, But you guys seem to know more than I do. And then he teased that the Supergirl is coming out. Now, the Supergirl looks really good from what I can see. Soft, good cape. But it'll be interesting. She's probably on the same buck that we've already seen, or a combination of it. And again, when you look at this one, you look at the pins, they're not that bad because, they're not that big because she has smaller arms. For the men, it's like, you don't have to create a bigger pin for the men. Like, you could use the same pin. Might cut down on some tooling too. All right, so let's get into some superpowers. Tony, this is for you. Some new superpowers were revealed, along with some from, I think, last week too. So we're going to go through all of them. Again, I do not collect these, but for the $10 or $12 price point, let's be honest, they end up going on clearance much sooner than that at Walmart. It's a really good, it's a really good deal. And I know some people have an issue that they're a little bit taller than the original Super Friends, and again, that might be a gripe of yours, but I don't have a problem fudging in 4-inch figures with my 3.75 figures. It's never been an issue for me. I have seen the difference between the McFarlane version and the original superheroes, and I do understand where people are coming from, and you wonder if there was a reason why he did it. But either way, they're a little bit bigger. For $12, if you like them, pick them up. All right, so here is Batman. Now, I know... Yeah, words are hard right now, Ed. Words are really hard right now. And here you go. Matthew says, I hate that they aren't the same size as the original. Get off my lawn. I do understand why you wouldn't do, why they didn't do it. I can't see Peacemaker without. Yeah, I hear you there. Okay, so here's the Flashpoint Batman. Now, toy anxiety. This anxiety that I'm having right now. They were talking about this, and I don't think the Batman looks bad, but they did point out, Dole did, they did point out that, they didn't even reuse the artwork. They just repainted it. And this is the same thing that Super 7 does, let's say with the G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe reaction when they do a different paint. God, yes, words are hard right now. They point out that they do the same thing when they do repaints. But with this here, it just doesn't work. They should have just done some sort of new artwork. It really would not have taken up that much. Actually, they're not 5 POA. They're actually more, but they are meant to go with your originals. So unlike the reaction figures that the G.I. Joe ones are, people try and fit in with the O-rings, that's the difference. Where if you collect the original Star Wars 5 POA, it fits with your vintage collection. But people seem to like these. He's got a cloth cape. I know a lot of people have changed out the capes. They're not really happy with them. I don't collect them. I don't worry, but I do like that you can see the big stitching right up here. I don't know. It makes me happy. I don't know why, but seeing that stitching just makes me really happy. Here's Superman. I think the Superman looks really good. It has his classic colors. You have this nice belt to it. It has this nice belt to it. If you only want to be here for that, come back around 11. We are going to get to it, I promise you. But yeah, I think this looks really good. I want to say something just said the first wave of case sucked, but the newer ones have been decent. All right, well, that's good. I mean, considering you're not getting an accessory with this, but I think a lot of people know what they're getting. And, again, it's good to see that the capes are a little bit better than what they were, to begin with. So Yes, his underwear is missing, but there are different iterations. But it is the right colors. I don't mind the underwear missing. The underoos that we all had as a kid. All right. So here's the Flash, and he's all you're going to get is just the Flash. And I haven't they done a couple Flashes before, or a few Flashes. So deep in the line, or they're getting deep into the line. You're already getting, the retreads, and I believe they're all maybe new molds, or at least new paint schemes, so you're not just getting the same one. So there you go. Sorry, guys. You do this all on your own. You're doing this all on your own. Just here for the roid rage. It'll probably come. No, I'm not going to get mad because I have blood pressure. Here is the 89 Batman, or at least what I believe is the 89 Batman. Again, it uses the same artwork. Now, different than the last one that we saw, but this one is the same as before, too. I actually think this is a really good-looking figure. If you like 89 Batman, you know what? Pick him up, sit him on your desk at work and your desk in front of your computer. And just be like, hey, that's Michael Keaton with a nice square jaw. But I think it looks really nice. I love the black suited Batman with the, that classic bat symbol there with the yellow around it. So this one I could see myself just picking up just to have, because Batman is still the greatest superhero of all time, who is not a superhero. He said it looks like the old Toy Biz version. Yes, it does. Very closely, yeah. All right, so I really like Nightwing. I've always thought, he's such a good character. Dick Grayson Dick Grayson is not the best Robin, but he is the best person to ever come out of being Robin. In my opinion, Tim Drake is still the best Robin from when I watched, or from when I read the comics. But I love having an actual Nightwing here. I think this one looks really good. I know it's not his actual classic colors, or maybe it is. There's so many classic colors, and over time. But I think this one looks really good. And as we've all talked about, it's always nice to have more dicks in the house. I like Matt. Matthew always tries to buy like some sort of Dick Grayson or Nightwing whenever he buys stuff, so he can make his wife think that, oh, hey, you know what? This is also for you too. But I do think this looks good. I think the mask and I think the face sculpt looks really good on this. The hair is really nice. I mean, it looks really, really good. And then we have Robin. Now, I believe this is the Tim Drake Robin, but doesn't have the yellow cape, which I believe people have already complained about. I can't fully remember. I can't fully remember what color his cape was. I'm trying to think of that original cover. I recently sold it, so. But yeah, this looks good, and I'm wondering how they compare side by side, because I know some of the issues with some of the McFarlane stuff is like, Dick Grayson is actually taller here than the Batman. Doesn't really work. That's just my opinion. We all know Dick Grayson is supposed to be a little bit shorter than Batman by a couple inches, but I think it's a nice looking Robin. Maybe put him on the back of a Bat motorcycle. So there you go. There are your Robins. Now we got this 3-pack. Peacemaker, Judo and Vigilante, Judo Master. Now, I was very surprised to see just a 3-pack thrown in there. And if someone knows what the price point on this is, put in the comments here. I don't really pay attention too much to the price points. I would assume probably around $30. And I'm not even sure if it's an exclusive. It just kind of popped up. And I do know, like last night, they were talking about, he has holsters, but because of DC, they can't have any guns. This does look really weird. Okay, so Allison says that it is $29.99. The Peacemaker looks weird, but I think he's also supposed to look weird. That helmet, again, it's hard not to see John Cena. I mean, that show was really fun. And I'm not a big James Gunn fan, but I thought Peacemaker was such a good show. And yes, you cannot see it without singing that opening song or imitating it. And I think it's done so damn well. Then you have Judo. All right, is this? No. So this is Vigilante. A Vigilante is a perfect Snake Eyes ninja. Like, he is Commando Snake Eyes, right? Like, he's got the Commando glasses. So if you want a 5-inch customized Snake Eyes, there you guys have it, man. You can do it. And then we have Judo Master, who is part of the Rising Sun, I'm assuming. He's very bright. I wouldn't want to take him into battle with me because headshots for everyone. So he's got big headphones under that helmet. So, and then here's the back of it. No weapons or anything, no accessories with this at all. So, again, they're only $10 to $12. No accessories. I still think you should get some sort of accessories. And I know at first they were doing some, but it seems like now it's hit or miss with McFarlane with the superpowers. But he does have a little card on the back of all of them. It probably gives a little bio. Hopefully it's not 5 language, but looks like it might be 3 language. Just quickly looking at this. It's probably not 3 paragraphs. This is probably 3 language. So Hasbro, you have your work cut out. Go to 3 language now. And then here's the Whirly Bat. Now this is the one that I know people were talking about. I've seen it on a few streams. And they've done some really cool vehicles for a nice price point. You know what? You're right. It should have included Eagly. There's no doubt about that. Eagly should have definitely been on there. Eagly's awesome. Now I want to go get. Now it's just called Max, right? It's no longer HBO Max. It's just Max. Just so I can rewatch it. That was a really good show. All right, so here's the Whirly Bat. Maybe the second most unsafe helicopter next to the Cobra. Man, I can't think right now. So you know what it is. What's the Cobra helicopter that is meant to die? The Fang. Whew. Man. It's been a long another 2.5 hours, guys. So if you guys bear with me, awesome. If you guys bail, understandable. Here's all the pieces. I don't know if they've shown the other pieces before. Oh, yeah, the Mad Max copter. That was pretty unsafe, too. I think the A-Team made a few unsafe ones. It's still, nothing is more unsafe than the Cobra Fang, considering it was going into battle against Dragonflies and F-14 Tomcats. And it wasn't even protected. We were almost disappointed in you not remembering Fang Punk. Man, There's a lot of stuff I'm not remembering now, Ed. It is a struggle right now. All right. So that's the end of that. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say. There's really not much to talk about. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, I don't really collect this stuff, but again, 7 points of articulation, just 2 up from our reaction figures that I don't have much to say good about. Although we were talking about it today. Yeah, Ray Pass says the vehicles always look good. And I agree. Like, that's how it usually seems. Viper Scout says the Fang's blades are also really close to the pilot. Well, the Viper Scout, you probably would know. Oh, wait. Are you a Viper Scout? Are you from Star Wars? You would know how close those things are. You can't lift your hand up. All right. I threw this in for my moderator, Matthew Matson, because once upon a time, he mentioned that he liked Tekken. And it just happened to show up. So I'm like, here come a few pictures of Tekken, because why not? Probably not. Unless if it comes in through someone else. I will tell you, I will not be the second or the third person to get it. And I will not whine and cry about it for 8 fucking days about it. Oh, you hit the nerve. God damn, you hit the fucking nerve. And you don't even know what I'm bitching about. But no, as of right now, I doubt that I will unless if it comes in, unless if it's part of another shipment that he may get, or if CMD store gets it. But as of now, no, I was not able to get one when he had them up. So I can't spend crazy money on just shipping to get some views. I just can't. I already spent enough. So here's a Tekken, Matthew. I hope you like them. This is a guy. I don't know anything about him. So here he is. If you like Tekken, I expect to see Matthew doing amazing pictures with Tekken just because I'm throwing him in here. And here's a guy with a cat head on. I don't know. He looks like he's like a giant luchador. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. So anyway, again, that is a hell of an ab crunch there that I can't unsee once I just pointed out to myself. It's just there. Only if Jada makes Tekken. Well, I did see that somebody got the Chun-Li, so I'm waiting for my Chun-Li. I would assume it should be coming any time now from Hella Dope Toys. So, there's our Tekken. What I have after Tekken. Okay. Talk a little Star Trek. Now, I know Star Trek is not the biggest property, but I do think that these figures look really nice. And it's funny because I think it was last week when I was showing off the Spock, someone mentioned that it looks like Leonard Nimoy. And then the Leonard Nimoy version comes out. Let's see. We got to get you to play some of these games. Man, I don't have time. I wish that I could tell you that I have time to play some of this shit. I don't have time for this stuff, man. I barely have enough time to do all this YouTube stuff. This stuff's killing me. Yes, Sean. That is exactly what I'm going to say. So, we mentioned that the Spock that they showed looks more like Leonard Nimoy than the actual actor that plays it. And then I see this one come and I'm like, damn, this is just spot on. Now, not this one but I think the hood looks really good. And so what I love about these figures is that there is no ab crunch at all. It is all hidden underneath the body. And we'll see it at the end. I think they do a wonderful job making these things I mean, I guess a wonderful job of what we've seen so far. I can't say that they're wonderful until we actually get them in hand. But again, no ab crunch, not on any of them. They use the soft goods and they show exactly how they articulate. So I think it's really good. And I like the Star Trek. Now, I'm hoping that this hand is just, the picture makes it look really big because the hand looks effing huge. But for some odd reason, Haya has a tendency to make certain things just way out of scale. What I mean by that is the sword for Snake Eyes, and then the arrow shooter, the whatever it is for Lady J. We'll see that later on. They're just huge. They're just gargantuous. They're just way too big, and I don't understand the purpose that they make certain things so damn so damn big. But the hand looks huge. It looks like you can fit on a classified figure. Same with, I don't know, the torch, I guess, could go either way. It looks a little big, but again, who's to say how big a torch actually is? But you look at this face sculpt, and I think it looks amazing. I mean, that looks just like Leonard Nimoy. And I think a lot of it may have to do with it's an older Leonard Nimoy. So when you have, obviously when you have, a figure that's wearing a mask, or you have older figures where they have more imperfections on their face, I think sometimes it's easier to get a head sculpt right. Where, like, again, I mentioned before, they seem to have never gotten a Princess Leia's head sculpt right. They're always bad. From, the 70s till now. Every now and then they get one that's decent. Now here the hand doesn't look as bad, but it still looks just like it's kind of big. But I do love the bulking, whatever it is. And here you can see how it's hidden. I think this looks really good. How many times I can say that? So it is 4.1 inches. So it is a little bit taller than your modern day figures. Now modern day 1/18 scale figures. That kind of sucks. I know people have complained about it with the G.I. Joes that they're a little bit too tall, but you know what? If you like the Kelvin timeline of Star Trek, here you go. Here's everything that he does come with. I can't believe they're still waiting on a pending license approval for the stand. How hard is that? You obviously got the license for Star Trek. How hard is it to make a stand for it? Like, what are you doing? But they are. So here's what I mentioned about the mobility of it, where the outer is a softer rubber, so this thing can move around, and hopefully it has good movement. And I would love to see some of the other companies start utilizing this if it works well, because I would love to get rid of the ab crunch or the belly dancer that I talk about. It looks smoother. And if you can create an action figure that looks a little bit better for the price that we're paying, I think I'm all for it. I'm trying to read here. Yeah, the hammer's huge, is what she said. All right. I threw this in because I did see this on the Foosh, so I had to go look it up. So this is Assassin's Creed Valhalla by the Good Smile Company. And it's just a really good-looking figure. It comes with a lot of accessories. Now, I do believe that these are a little bit small or true to scale. So Robo was saying that he probably thinks they wouldn't fit with your Marvel Legends. So it really wouldn't fit that well with Thor. But just looking at this, it's kind of like, if I just want a Viking figure that looks kind of historically accurate. I mean, I don't know how historical accurate it can be. Here you go. I mean, this figure looks really sweet. It looks like he can stand, although he does have some sort of stand behind him that's holding him up. But hopefully his feet are big and no issue at all. So Andrew Taylor jumps in, says, good smile equals Figma, which equals best articulation in the industry. Well, then that's awesome to hear. Then that's really good to hear. Because, I mean, they paid a lot of money for some of these figures, and I believe this is one of them. Now, I don't know why he's looking at me while he's shooting an arrow, but he is. But again, like you can see, he's got this nice bow. It doesn't look like there's any string on it, so I guess you could use your own string. You know, this is an issue that a lot of the companies have had issues with. They're scared to put strings on because the kid may poke an eye out or something. But who knows? And here he is, I guess, calling for more warriors. Or he's bonging. I don't know. Beer bonging or something. I think he's actually calling for more warriors. I think it just looks cool. Again, nothing that I will probably end up picking up, but if someone said, hey, you know what? You're interested in this? I'd be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I kind of am. His axe shield. Again, just a damn good looking figure. Damn good looking figure for sure. And yeah, it looks like you get him, Andrew, it looks like you get him some really good poses. This knee pose here, I gotta say, like I got this Viper in right here. I always struggle with it because, you know, they can only move so much. So to get them to actually sit up straight when shooting a gun or something like that, they usually end up being bent over like this. This really works for someone, you know, like this, what he's doing. Here's everything that he does come with. So, good amount of accessories. Lots of hands. Everyone loves hands. An extra head that looks like he maybe has a black eye there. Whew. All right. Next one. This is for my moderator also. So the Foosh scrolls, or the Ninja Scrolls by Foosh, have been shown. They had them at PowerCon. These things are like $60, which I was kind of shocked at the price point. That seems a little out of what I thought they were going to be. But if you're into this and into the Foosh Ninjas, you know, here's a new set that you're going to have. I think it looks pretty good from what I can see, but I will say this. All the Foosh Ninjas that I have seem very flimsy. Like one, you know, you're going to pull a joint out way too easy. The hands tend to have a hard time staying in. Same with the weapons. They are thinner. So it is one of those things where you definitely, I thought for $60, it seemed like a high price point. And you know, I normally don't talk about prices too much on here. I'm usually scrolling through the stuff. I'm, you know, seeing stuff that I like. And again, since I'm not buying everything, but yeah, it just seems, seems a little high. Ed says, I was going to get in on it, but not for that price they were asking. Yeah, exactly. Like, it just seemed like it was way out of, especially for what we've seen with their other stuff. But the one thing that I will say that we have seen, with like the Foosh Ninjas is they almost always go on sale. They will blow stuff out. So unless if you have to have it first, or maybe you're worried about losing it, you can probably wait on it and pick it up when you actually, you know, see it. But that's up to you guys. Tony says, my fave anime movie, period, Ninja Scroll. I've never seen it. I know nothing about it. And then love Ninja Scroll, not pre-ordering anything before they fulfill their last pre-order. Also $60, way too much. About all my Foosh Ninjas on discount, 5 to 20, not 40. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I don't think any of them, I don't believe, I have 2 or 3. And the one thing, and it was funny, I actually talked to Phoebes about this. I mentioned it to him, and he goes, did you contact anyone? I'm like, dude, everything on your website said you have to pay to have it shipped back. I bought it on sale for like $20, I think. It was a white ninja. It was before Storm Shadow had come out. And he came with two right legs. And so the foot was right, and it looks wrong. So he basically just sits behind the hooded Cobra Commander, not the hooded Cobra Commander, the caped Cobra Commander, so you can't see his leg. And I'm like, I went through it. There's no one to contact. You have to send it back and pay for shipping. I'm like, it wasn't worth it. And he's like, oh, that sucks, man. I'm like, sorry, it's like your website, man. Like, sorry, dude. Like, but yeah. Wish Nike got the AC license. Yeah, ninjas are their thing, though, man. So, okay. Let's take a breather here. I'm getting into a little bit more stuff. I got a whole other slide to go through. Just kind of reading through everything here. Oh, there was another Kickstarter that he said it's kind of like a Kickstarter. Yeah, you're right. Like, so yeah, if you back it, so basically what? Basically, if BBTS gets enough orders, they will purchase it, and then they're the ones that will be on the hook for it. I'm sure you can probably order it through. Does a Foosh have their own like ordering system where they can order it? But BBTS has done that a bunch of times for Fresh Monkey Fiction, I think. Where it's like, if it hits this, then it's going to be ordered. And if it doesn't, no big deal. But the best thing about it is, if you do back it, you don't get charged for it until it actually ships. And then BBTS is on, they're on the hook for it. But I don't think BBTS is really hurting too much in that way. All right, so a lot of Marvel news. Hey, Crash, how are you? So I don't even know where to start with these things. 8 old, new old, I don't know what you want to call them, Marvel figures. And I just don't understand some of the stuff that they're doing. Some of these things I actually think they do look nice. So this is the Legends line here, the Infinity Saga. So this is a saga. When I have some of these, I do like the fact that they're keeping the same box. So if you're an inbox collector, or if you keep the boxes, they're all the same. The face sculpts look really nice. I think this Black Widow looks really good. But first off, they are reusing the stupid pistol more than G.I. Joe reuses his Viper pistol that comes with it. Which I'm over with that. But they just made this, and I know it's not MCU, but they created this Black Widow, and it is absolutely amazing. Like, this figure is awesome. All right? It stands, it does all kinds of things. I can't believe I said that. Yes, it's a figure, it stands, it has great articulation. I think these face sculpts look really good. But you just see the giant pins there. I'm pretty sure this is the same buck that we've already had. Although the arms are pinless, so I'm wondering if those are the arms that are on that. So it's like, I don't understand what the hell they're doing. At points, it seems like they're just throwing in the towel. Like, okay, now I understand. I fully understand bringing back your character because people are getting into collecting. Maybe someone sold it, whatever. I don't have a problem with that. I just don't understand why you're just putting out the exact same mold when you do have a when they have the ability and they've shown to make better looking figures mold wise, and they already have some of them out there. This one is probably the best looking figure of them all. Well, I don't say the best looking. One of the best looking. I do like the face sculpts. I think they look really good. But again, the hands, the blast effects, the pistols, just not my thing. And again, there's other Black Widows that are almost as good that I don't know why you want to rebuy it. I guess if you need a Bruce Banner, here he is. Or if you just want a guy in a sport coat, there you have it. He has hands. That's what he has. He comes with punching hands. I don't remember Bruce Banner really punching anything, but yeah. He has hands. That's all. So spend your $25-$30 if that's what you want. If you need this buck. But really just wait and it'll be on clearance in like 2 months when it comes out. Captain America, I think, actually looks pretty good. But again, it's still built off an old buck, I believe. So this is the Winter Soldier body. I still don't remember. Am I crazy not remembering the shield being blue like this? Where am I missing with this? Oh. Hey, there's a whole Hulk figure inside of him as an accessory. Very true. You know what? I apologize, Ed. You are correct. Yeah, another normal suit guy, Marvel Legends, give us 100 suit. You know what? You're right. Where people were clamoring for civilians, now you have so many that you could do. The ship seems like, oh, is it? I've never noticed that. And I love that movie, but I never noticed that was blue. So thank you very much. So I do think this figure looks good. I think the head sculpt looks pretty good. There's no way that he's actually, they have him on there. There's no way that he's actually posed like that. But again, pins. Why? I don't understand why we're still saying pins. And I do understand the reuse. I understand that as long as we get Vipers, they're probably never going to redo the mold, not for a while, to give us pinless. But I just feel like we've seen enough Captain Americas that you can do away with this. Give us a new mold of them. They get him in some pretty good positions. Again, looks like he's falling over when he's on one knee. But you get a head and a shield. Again, not that much. Let's see. Ray Pass says, I think the shield is great. I like the straps. Let's quickly go back and look here. Yeah, if they fit through properly. I know a lot of times they don't really fit all that well, and you have to kind of squeeze them through there. So hopefully for anyone who wants it, you're gonna be able to get it. Another Iron Man from Civil War. So many Iron Men. I'm so glad I don't collect Iron Men. With the same blast effects. Although I do think that this looks really good. I don't know if we're talking about the straps or this Iron Man. Oh, no, I think I have that shield with the straps that came with. It's not the blue shield. It's not blue, but I think it's that shield. And you pretty much have to pop off the hand to fit it underneath, the same way that you do with the Alley Vipers and stuff. So again, same blast effects. A good-looking figure. And if you're trying to keep up with all the Iron Man, I don't know if this one's already been out there. It's not G.I. Joe, so I don't know if it's been reused or not. But you do get fists. You get the open hands. You get the blasts. You get head sculpt. The drop-down head. I think that looks really good. Say hi to Oz really quick. Where are you? Thank you for joining. Had a great time with you last Thursday. If you didn't check it out, Thursday with a friend, check it out. Really good time, and things get real personal, which doesn't always happen, especially not with me because I'm by myself. But then you guys get to really know me anyway. So the Iron Man Mark II, I actually like this. if you're trying to keep up and have a wall of Iron Man suits, this one is cool. And I like the fact that it has the open helmet. So here he is flying. They should have really made one where he has ice breaking up on him. And he's falling through the sky. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Iron Man 1. But I do like the mask being raised because it's such an iconic part of the franchise, just in general, with that helmet being up and when you first see it drop down. Again, going back to that movie, Iron Man 1, still one of the best Marvel movies that they've done. The fact that it was the first one. Yes, we know it's just the unpainted. We know that. Because Mark II was the Mark III. Or the Mark III was the Mark II. Whew. So again, same blast effects. They just don't give it to you in the feet. Now the War Machine here. This is one you could easily fit into your G.I. Joe display, your Cobra display, your Serpentor display. Yeah, Serpentor is different. So I do like this figure. This is one that if I catch on clearance, I wouldn't be opposed to saying, oh, it's going in the cart. So it is bulkier than the other ones. At least it looks like it. So. And then he has his fake lightsaber, whatever his thing is. I remember it, but I don't remember what it actually did. But again, nice looking figure. They actually give you some accessories. At least they kind of make it look like they do. Again, all these things should have more accessories and have good blast effects. That's what everyone should have. Every Iron Man, War Machine, Iron Patriot, if it flies like that, they should have some sort of blast effects. They should have some sort of blast effects to make them look like they're flying. Especially when Hasbro is selling those. I love them. Those flight stands, I think they're awesome. So. And then here's Thor from the Dark World. I don't really hate the movie like so many other people. Yeah, it's a taser, but yeah. You know, some of these movies, they get mixed. I mean, I've seen them so many times, especially the older ones, but they all get like mixed. And you start forgetting certain things. Yes. You know what? Yeah. No roadie head. That is... I agree 100% with you right there. Like, they should have had a Don Cheadle head for sure. Because that would have made that thing sell. Like, no doubt about it whatsoever. That thing would have sold without a problem. And it would have looked really good. It would have started more talk. Was he always a Skrull? When wasn't he a Skrull? Why did they do that? All right, Thor. I didn't hate the Dark World like so many others. I just didn't know we needed a Dark World figure. But like I said, hey, if you're getting into collecting now, you're like, yeah, I love my Marvel, I love my MCU. Here's your Dark World Thor. This Mjolnir is getting reused more than a Viper pistol. I think this is very much so like the body that I already have. Not my body. Which is really tall if it's that one. And it won't fit properly. Because that's how the cape looks. But these straight plastic capes really get in the way and cause all kinds of issues. But it looks like he can move fairly good. Again, I don't believe a lot of these shots that they're actually standing. When I see the G.I. Joe team, when they pose their figures, you can see they're actually posed. But these ones, they don't look posed. They're probably held somewhere. But he has a smiling face, a stoic face, two fists, and his hammer. Hammer. So they jumped the shark with the roadie crap. Yeah, that's a discussion for a different day, Wade. They're like, oh man, I'm trying to focus enough. Okay, and so we have the Infinity Saga Spider-Man. And I specifically put this one here because I don't understand. So you have this Infinity Saga Spider-Man. It obviously has the unmasked head. These pins are just sticking out like a sore thumb. For the most part, other than the pins, I think the suit looks pretty damn good. So this is what he comes with. Looks like he has decent articulation. Probably really good articulation. Hell, it looks like almost the same body as Black Widow. Two web hands. Why don't you have, webs? There's no reason unmasked head. Again, big pins sticking out like sore thumb. But then we have this amazing Spider-Man. Now I understand they're two different figures, but is it really that hard to make this figure look like this figure and have being all pinless? This one looks way better. You lose all that crap that sticks out, and on a Spider-Man figure, I think the pins really stick out because of how much he's moving around. And yeah, it absolutely bothers the hell out of me. Yeah, no wall. Yeah, there's some there's some things that Wade. I agree with you. Like, there's some things that, as someone who doesn't even collect it, like if I want a Spider-Man, I might want to find a way, and it's not hard. You sticky tack crawling up a wall. But yeah. But this Spider-Man, I think this one looks really good. Now, Robo did point out that, he has this blue spot on the back. I mean, that's not blue spot, blue spider. So I'm not sure what comic that's part of. Again, there's so many of them. I mean, there's been so many different Spider-Man suits. The Spider-Man suit is so iconic, but it's like Batman. There's so many iconic Batman suits and Spider-Man suits that they all start to blend together, especially when you're looking at this for hours and hours. But I think the Spider-Man looks really good. And I like this. I thought this shot was awesome. Now, again, give me a perfect stand that's going to make him do this, where it hides everything. Maybe make something plug into his back, so you have a stand that's hanging over it and he plugs into the back, so it's not wrapped around the waist. But here's everything that he comes with: wall crawling hands, thrap hands, punching hands, grabbing hands, and then you even have the webs underneath the armpits for deodorant, if you need that. And then the release of another Moon Knight. Now, I believe that these are just reissues. And I really do like the way this Moon Knight looks. I won't be picking it up. I'm not a big Moon Knight fan, but I gotta say, this looks awesome. Now, when you look at something like this, you can get away with the pins because it's just white. Everything is white. And yeah, it'd be nice not to have them. I mean, at the beginning of this, I was like, I don't care about pins, but now I'm so like, I hate pins. Let's say hi to Bee's Battleground. At least Matthew Cohen's Shooting the Galaxy shoots. Yeah. Oh, dude. Like, yeah, Shooting the Galaxy. If you're not following him on Instagram, he does amazing shots, man. Dude, like, yeah. But I think this Moon Knight looks really good. I don't really know much about him other than the TV show that I saw, which there wasn't much Moon Knight in it. You had a great actor. Disney loves to ruin that actor, right? Like, That guy is such a good actor, and it was like, man, like give him more. But here's everything that he does come with. It's hard to see because on the white, but he's got his pugil stick. I know it's not a pugil stick. Then he's got his little moonerangs. Is that what they're called? So fists. I like the black hat. I think this looks really sharp. So it's there if you want it. And again, I believe this is just another repaint. So Chaz, you have not missed it yet. you haven't missed it. We still got some time. Yes, it's a bow staff. It's not I know it's not a pugil stick, but I think pugil stick. I think American Gladiators. All right. So Ahsoka. This is the retro. So this is your 5 points of articulation that is meant to go with your original classic Star Wars. Now, this is brilliant on the part of the Hasbro team. I'm sorry, the Hasbro team. The Star Wars team, because, well, what would be brilliant is them actually marketing also to the retro, saying, hey, if you get the Ghost, you can also use these retro figures. But they're not that bright. And we'll see that at the end of this. So 5 POA. Chaz, do you collect the 5 POA? I know you collect so much Star Wars stuff. But I don't know if you're into the 5 POA stuff. Again, if this was something they were just pushing out, like the reaction figures, I'd say, you know what, this is BS. But because this is meant to go for people that collect the actual retro figures, I think it's awesome. Okay, so Chaz says he's a sucker. He collects this light too. Again, they give her the two white lightsabers, and again, normally this is laziness. A lot of times you think this is laziness because you're not really inventing much, but they did talk about how they gave her the soft goods cape over her or cloak, and then they gave her the 2 lightsabers, which are exactly the way Jedi Luke and Empire Luke were. Again, they look nothing like the movies, especially Empire Luke. So there's Ahsoka if you want it. Here's Choppa. Again, I feel like people are really on the fence with Choppa. Really on the fence with Choppa. Some people really like him. Other people hate him. I'm very indifferent. He's just in between R2-D2 and BB-8. I mean, colors and everything. But it is kind of cool. He's just kind of, squashed. Allison says, these retro figures are cool. These are vintage I collect of Star Wars Black Series. Nah. I'm going to talk about Black Series. Don't worry. They're everyone's favorite. Listen, Black Series must be doing something well because Return of the Nerds has a whole shitload of them, and he's selling them like crazy. So a lot of people are. It's just the Landos, and pretty much all the black figures don't sell. I meant the actual black character figures. Here's Hera, retro card, and obviously this is supposed to be her from, the Ahsoka show. So she's going to look nothing like the character, but that's fine because this is what you kind of expect. This is what you expect from this retro line. Only one gun. You're not going to have a holster for it. Although you see the holster right over here. I don't know if anyone remembers, but back in the day, Hoth Han, if you cut that, you could put the gun in there and it would like pop in there and hold on there like it was an actual holster. That was our imagination of 5 POA Star Wars back then. At least mine. I can't speak for everyone. The droid. I don't remember the droid's name. I can't read it because it's too small. So this is from the Ahsoka show. Again, if you're watching the Ahsoka show, you know what I'm talking about. Maybe I should talk and then pause 3 seconds between sentences. So the next person can jump in and have their line. So Matthew brought that up to me about the Ahsoka show, that when they're talking, there's like 3 seconds between everything. And then I started hearing more and more YouTube shows mention that exact same thing. And then you go and you watch it and you're like, oh my God, that's exactly what they do. Like Matthew there. 1, 2, 3, line. 1, 2, 3, line. It's kind of how I feel right now. I don't know how people do drugs. I swear, like I fucking hate these goddamn steroids, man, and I'm done with them. Yet they're still raging through my body. I hate them. I don't know how any of you guys ever did any type of drug that messes with your body, which is what drugs do. Anyway, this droid is actually pretty cool. Army build them. I mean, have fun with it. Chaz, do your thing. 5 POA. Is that the Shatner? Is that the Shatner method? Darth Berkey, I think you and Matthew should have a conversation, because I believe that is exactly what Matthew has told me before. Almost word for word. Matthew, are you on? Do you have 2 different accounts? Do you have a burner account? So Lone Dragon says, it's easy. You put the drugs in the pipe, light them on fire, and suck on the end of the pipe. Yeah. Might be easy to do, but I just don't, man. All right. Anyway. So here's Ezra. I mean, I don't know what this guy is. Is he gray? Is he black? Is he silver? Who knows? But he's there. He is some sort of Inquisitor, or has an Inquisitor lightsaber. You're going to need him. Again, I don't think so far the series is awful, but I also don't think it's great. You know, you should not have started with The Mandalorian being so damn good. And then we have one of the sisters, or whatever she is. I can't think. I seriously can't fucking think right now. Ezra, the guy from Flash, is in Star Wars now. I don't think Disney would touch that guy with a 10-foot pole. No, you know what? I know. I won't spoil it. Like, no. I just think it's, there is a lot of, like Matthew said, 1, 2, 3, line. 1, 2, 3, line. So here's a figure, and it's a figure. This is what you get. Shin Hati. So, okay. Now, listen, I think that, yeah, she's a witch of David and... What is she a witch of? That's what's driving me nuts. I didn't want to call her a witch without having the last part. So I think that I liked her in the Book of Boba Fett? Dathomir. Okay. That's it. Dathomir, whatever. Thank you, all of you. You guys are also great people. I think she's wonderful as an actress. But what she's putting on, but when we get to the Black Series figure. And then we have her. She should have kept her hair long. So this, I look at this, and this is like, boom, perfect of what a Star Wars 1979, 80, 81 character looks like. You look at this here, just that face sculpt. I mean, hell, it almost looks like Bespin Han Solo. So I like this. I like the lightsaber. I don't know why. I don't know why she has two different colored blasters. They probably could have done away with that. I don't think she has two different blasters. They actually kind of look like threw paint on her, but I think the face sculpt is like perfect for what you're trying to do with this. So, all right. So Black Series. They've dropped a whole bunch of Black Series. Everyone's been seeing it, especially if you follow Return of the Nerd. They've been showing this stuff. Now, normally I would say this thing is garbage, but I gotta give the Star Wars team some credit with this. So this is everything that comes with Choppa. Now, normally, let's be honest, they give you a, what, $27, $28 is what their standard figure is. Jawa, and that's what you get. So they give you all this stuff that comes with Choppa, but they make it so you can actually have an action shot with him. So I thought that's pretty cool. You also have these little accessories in the middle that pop out. So that's cool. I mean, it's nice. They're giving you something like, oh my God, so you guys do have ideas, right? Like you guys can come up with ideas to give people their money's worth. It says this is the second release. I got this 2 years ago for $19.99. Well, I mean, so okay, so you're saying this whole thing has been done before, like the blast effects and everything? I mean, we don't talk like that, JLS. This is a family-friendly show. Listen, those steroids. You guys don't want to know what those steroids are doing to me. All right, this may have been coming out all week. All right. The Ezra Miller. Ezra Bridger. This is maybe the ugliest figure in the world. Now, I really should have grabbed a better shot on the side. So if you look at the artwork on the side, it looks like Brandon Routh from Superman Returns. But I don't like this figure. Looks awful. This figure looks absolutely awful. But maybe they don't know the actor that's playing it. You know, it's so messed up. Like the way Kathleen Kennedy makes them hide stuff and doesn't let anyone know anything, it makes no sense. But just some of the worst poses ever. Like this is the best pose that you can give us. He's Star Wars team. So I like the fact that you can see that his blaster is already pre-bent. So you know it's a classic Hasbro weapon. They don't give you a hilt and the lightsaber. They just give you the blade that plugs in. I'm okay with that, but you know what? It's nice to have both. But I like the fact that I just noticed that blaster is already pre-bent, like all my G.I. Joe weapons that constantly come in. But this figure looks awful. Like I just can't look at that and be like, "That's a good-looking figure." Use his head for an unmasked Parth Obama. Dude, I don't want that. Dude, that thing looks... Dude, I'm sorry. That face looks worse than Falcon. Speaking of Falcon, did anyone see on the G.I. Joe... on some of the G.I. Joe Facebook pages that I guess someone painted a mustache? I saw it. Someone painted a mustache and the other guy did it, and it actually looks pretty good. It's actually pretty funny. They painted the mustache on Falcon. All right. So here we have the HK-87 assassin droid. I think these are pretty cool. Again, this is something that, like, if you want to create some sort of army for Serpentor, they're probably going to be pretty small because if you remember when I tried doing the Hooded Cobra Commander, not the Hooded Cobra Commander, the Cobra Commander with the one Black Series guy that then I realized is like an inch shorter than classified figures. But I think these things look pretty cool. Not too much more to say on them. And again, Ezra in disguise. If anyone's wondering, no one knows who this is yet. Or if it is anyone. But this looks pretty good, but again, gray. It looks like it's a soft... Is that a soft goods cape? No, it's a rubber cape. Again, decent, but I think, what are these, like $27, $28? So you don't get very much, as we know. I mean, there's a decent picture, decent pose, but they don't have really good articulation still. People seem really hyped on this guy, the professor. He's not as cool as the professor that was on a 3-hour tour for Gilligan's Island, but it does look pretty good. I don't know how you mess up a droid. Face sculpt looks good. Everything looks good on him. And they do give you a couple accessories. So in your world building, there you have it. And this is the one that... So I'm watching a live stream. And they show this. And... So I'm watching a live stream. And they show this figure. And like JLS said, like, I like her. Like, I think she's really good. I mean, I wouldn't mind to see her. I wouldn't mind to see her in other things. And I'm talking about Star Wars, but just in general. Like, she's just a good actress. And she really commands a presence. So, the shorter girl, the shorter Asian girl that's on the show, I can say shorter Asian because Chaz is in the comments and he's Asian. So the shorter Asian girl that's on the Hasbro team, they're talking about this and they point out how the dress isn't like can come apart so you can pose her better. She comes with nothing. Like, they couldn't give her the stupid spear. The spear that came with it, or whatever it is. Yes, I am probably shorter. But I laughed because they're like, oh, and I like how she's like, yeah, she's showing, she's like, yeah, and this comes apart, so like it moves so you can pose her better. I'm like, so your big thing for this is that the dress is split so you can articulate the legs a little better? Come on, give her something. Don't charge someone $28 for a figure and they don't even have anything. I mean, with that said, they don't get to see the shows ahead of time, so they're going on what they think things are going to be because Kathleen Kennedy is an idiot. So, all right. So let's get to the ghost. So that's it. Does anyone else have anything to say about this? I'm still trying to breathe, guys. Still trying to breathe here. All right. Oh, Palpatine, how are you? All right. So here's the HasLab. This was part of the live stream. I know this came out on Tuesday, right? So it was after my stream. If you haven't seen the meme, I know a Toy Kind of Mood used it. I posted it. So once again, the fucking Hasbro team didn't learn from the Rancor. Now, I'm not buying this, so I don't give a shit. But they don't learn. So, if you back this, right? So you back this and hit all tiers for $500, and we'll let you buy these two figures to complete the crew. Like, I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe when I saw this. So they go through this whole thing, and they're trying to get people to hit the 17,000 backers. And they talk about how, yep, we know that there's 2 crew members missing, and the mural isn't going to be complete. But we don't want to add an extra tier or make you strive to get to 18,000 or 20,000. So what we're going to do is, if you hit all 17,000, we're going to give you the option, after you just spent $500 on this thing, to also purchase these 2 figures. Which, of course, they don't even have yet, you know? What part of the Rancor not giving the Rancor Keeper did you not understand? Now, I will give you a pass on that stupid lightsaber, because I believe that was handed down from Disney. But just going back and looking at everything that happened with the Rancor, and then you look at the his take, and you go, all right, the G.I. Joe team came out with this. People didn't want accessory packs, right? So when they did the Dragonfly, the base model had everything that came with the Dragonfly. And then everything that hit after that was going to be, figures. And then you think that you would have looked at the Marvel team and what happened with the Ghost Rider and being like, all right, you know what? Let's not do this. There's no reason in hell they should have even come out with this HasLab, not knowing that every single one of these figures wasn't going to be part of it. And I'm not backing it. I wasn't going to back it anyway because I don't collect this. But even I knew from the beginning, the moment I started hearing people say stuff like this. And you think that they would come back and just be like, all right, you know what? We screwed up. We apologize. Once you hit 17,000, we're getting all these figures. Not them. They tell you that at 17,000, they're going to give you the option to spend a little more money to complete a whole thing. They should have kept it at 600 and included the whole crew. Yeah, that would have been really hard coming off a Dragonfly that just went 275. Again, let's be honest, they could have hit it. But I think what you're seeing right now, or what they're seeing, is that this isn't that popular. It's popular enough to get funded, but it wasn't the Razor Crest. That show was a hit. Not to mention, you don't know when they're going to fucking show it in Ahsoka. Like, it's actually on, like, the page. You go there and it says, as seen in Ahsoka. But it hasn't been shown in Ahsoka. More than likely, this thing will show up next week after this thing funds. And then people are going to be like, oh, wow. Just like the Rancor. The other Rancor, whatever it is, showed up on the Book of Boba Fett after. They just don't learn. I mean, I don't know how people that are running a property this big can be that fucking stupid, but they are. You know? It's mind-numbing that no one can walk in and go, yeah, you're not doing this without having the whole crew. Because you're spending a lot of money. If this was a $250 item, I can understand. All right. But anyway, that came out Tuesday, and I wanted to discuss it. So I discussed it. Ryan Sweeney. I like seeing Ryan in here. Ryan did not go to bed as early as he likes people to think he does. Lucasfilm and Disney has input in these projects and control of what gets included. This is the reason why Star Wars projects have failed. I agree. And that's why I will give them a complete pass on that lightsaber. Because I don't think they knew that thing wasn't going to pass. It wasn't going to fund. But again, someone has to have some fucking steel balls and stand up and go, hey, listen, why would you think this is going to work? You know, that's what a strong leader should do. You know, stand up and say, I mean, we know Patrick's not going to, but stand up and say, no, like, this isn't going to work. Look at all these other issues. Look at look at the Ghost Rider. Look at again. Go back. Look at the His Tank. People were pissed when unlocks were the canopy and the missiles, even though you're already getting all these figures. So, but I'm with you. I am with you. And I don't think it's so much Disney. I don't think it's so much Disney as much as I think it's Lucasfilm, because Kathleen Kennedy handles things differently. Again, the Marvel stuff, it's ready to go. Like they know the figures for the most part. Yeah, they keep some stuff hidden. They didn't want Fat Thor being known. Understandable. But yeah. So they can't stand up to them because Hasbro signed away their balls when they renewed the Star Wars license. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you my point of view, my feelings. And my feelings are they're a bunch of assholes. All right. Let's get the Ace and Ramen toys. I don't know how I feel about ramen toys yet. I swear this guy is looking for the lawsuit. I mean, he already got it against, Maverick. That Scientology money or whatever it is. Won't let him do that. Won't let him do the Maverick head sculpt. But hell, they were at PowerCon and they saw the turtle layer and they were like, hey, we're going to do our own turtle layer. Like, you got some balls, man. Like you're not even trying to hide it. I mean, they already hinted at the Jurassic Park walls and everything. But I gotta say, looking at this design, it looks really good. And it is different than the turtle layer. Like, it is not the exact same. It is not the same as what they're showing. This is just a sewer layer, and there's a top. So it is completely different. Yeah, he won't hit a sewer set. Yeah, looking at this, yeah, I mean, this is not Mask. This is not the likeness of Tom Cruise. This is just a sewer. And of course, we know what the sewer is, and we know the reason why. The fact that it has a street set up top. So, he's not making it so you can just plop that NECA, the NECA piece on top of it. Well, now it's kind of like, no, this is our own set. It's a sewer set. Oh, sorry that it's, the turtles live in the sewers, but hell, let's be honest. There's 18 different toy lines that have turtles now. I mean, I think if I went and registered for a toy line, I think I automatically get a turtle, a turtle license. So, but looking at this thing again, this is unpainted. I think it looks really nice. And as I mentioned, it can't be that difficult to really. It's walls. It's a couple holes there. Now this looks really small, so I am wondering. I mean, I will be really interested to see how it fits when you stick a figure in there. But I gotta say, like, if this is a reasonable price, man, this is perfect for your Joes, for your Marvel, obviously for your Turtles, for those big ass gargoyles. This is true. And you know what? If you remember, they also had a base in Superman. Was it Superman 2? Or no, Superman, right? Superman 1, right? Lex Luthor is living in probably the greatest sewer ever. I also want to live in that penthouse sewer. So it's 180, but so 180 now. Sometimes when I look at the ramen prices, I'm not really sure what to look at because they seem to change from week to week at times. Like, oh, it's going up to this price. Now it's going to be this, but we're honoring it. If you bought it, when are we going to see the actual product? Because I still, I still worry, and Ace was a really nice guy when I met him. Really nice. Very personable. Talked to him about the flip war, but I still look at it and it's like I'm waiting for the other shooter to turn and something go wrong and everyone lose their money. And I don't know. 150 if he sells more. I forgot. See that, and I can't do math, man. I can barely fucking read. You want me to do fucking math? But anyway, if you are waiting on a turtle sewer layer, here it is. And I gotta say, the one thing I do like about looking at this is that it is not like what we saw Neck is doing. It is going to be completely different. So, Little Super 7, my favorite company. But these did pop up, and I do think Mars Attacks it's a pretty fun movie. So, here are the little aliens from Mars Attacks. Again, my feeling on Super 7 and their articulation. But I will say that if they come in looking like they show here, they might be really nice for anyone that's a Mars Attacks fan. Now, we all know Super 7, you never know what you're going to get. Paint may be wrong. Heads might be wrong. They might not be painted, but he'll say, hey, you know what? The sculpt still looks good, so we're not going to give you a refund or fix the problem for you. Also, they may be on clearance 2 months after they go up. Ryan needs to get some of these toys to market. Absolutely correct. Because basically you're taking my money, not my money, but you're taking people's money and people are waiting for this. And yeah, I'm seeing them at PowerCon and Joe Fest and different things like that, but no one's actually got them in hand. They're going to be delivered with Iron the Giant. Oh, don't even get me started on that. Oh, my God. So anyway, Super 7 is going to be doing Mars Attacks. Quick look at these. I think they look awesome. But Super 7 does a wonderful job of showing us wonderful pictures of what things are supposed to look like. It's like dating sites. That's what they're supposed to look like. And then you see them and you're like, you don't look like that picture. And they go, hey, that was 5 years ago. And you go, yeah, well, that's not today. But here you have him, again, I think this looks really cool. This is how it turns out. Awesome. If you buy it, you're going to get your money's worth if this is how it turns out. Like I said about the Cat Slayer, if that's how it turns out, you got your money's worth. The question is, will it? Yes. Oh, you know what? Super 7. Super 7 is the catfish. You know what? The catfish. I'm going to write that down, actually. Super 7 is catfish. That's exactly what Super 7 does. Hasbro just says, hey, we have the G.I. Joe line. You're going to buy it. Super 7 catfishes you. All right. So here we can kind of look at everything. Now, these are two different figures. Again, same buck, right? Heads are different. Obviously, one is damaged. Glass is different. It looks like the paint is maybe a little bit tooled a little bit different. I want to say hi to the best guy that doesn't collect in the industry, Random Diorama. I love seeing you in here again. So shocked that you're not a toy collector, but I love seeing that you. I love seeing you here, man. Like, you're awesome. Like, seriously. All right. So there's our Super 7. Figures look decent. Again, they're Super 7. You're not going to get articulation. My buddy that I just helped moved, he bought that Bruce Lee, and he's so pissed off about it. He's like, It can't do anything. It doesn't bend. It doesn't do anything. It's shit. I'm like, I told you not to buy Super 7, especially a Bruce Lee figure, which, you know, you would think Bruce Lee, again, they won't fix stuff because it's their way. And then here's the damaged one. Again, this could be an awesome line. It really could be. But Sean says, I quit Super 7 after Wave 2 of G.I. Joe Unpainted Heads was a deal breaker for me. Yep. It did it for a lot of people. People were already unhappy before. I made it too. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I gave him a chance with an SDCC bat. That was money I should have spent. All right, so I didn't talk about these last week. I meant to. And there was a new one that went up for pre-order. But so last week, Monster Force. This is a BBTS exclusive. So it's a Gridiron, Fresh Monkey Fiction. These things are awesome. There is so much character to these figures, and I definitely will be talking about them. I have them on pre-order. Will I continue? You know, I'm not sure because, as I mentioned, Hasbro is really taking my money with Classified, and I'm out of room and out of money. So, but these things here, and I know Largo was in here last week, and he kind of mentioned, like, you know, I can see this taking a hit out of Valaverse, and I gotta say the difference between like seeing all these figures and the Valaverse figures that I've been collecting for the past 2 years is the Valaverse figures, in my opinion, have become very boring. You know, they're all the exact same. Hopefully with this new line or the new wave that's coming out, there'll be some sort of inflection put into it where, you know, I'm just like, I'm looking at these and everything that I see is just like, wow, like they're so unique. So this is the Donner Party. It just looks awesome. He's got a Tommy gun, which I did mention how someone made a comment on one of my, it was on the Valaverse weapons pack about the Tommy gun, about how I just don't see this as a futurist, or how this is like an archaic weapon. And he said, that's the most futuristic weapon in the world. That beat the Borg. And I was like, you know what, dude? Congrats to you. So you got the Tommy gun. You got the shotgun with it. He's got the big machete. He's got the revolver, different hands, the cloak. But just looking at these figures, they're just absolutely awesome. Like, there's just so much character to them. I'm sure the bucks are probably going to be the same on a lot of them, but man, oh man, like, I just think these things look so damn sharp. And then here's a regular picture of him. Again, these are ones that went up last week. It looks like a U.S. flag. It might be because Ed had read it. Ed on his stream read what the actual story was. I thought the Donner Party was actually supposed to be part of Jeffrey Dahmer, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something here. I thought that I had read that somewhere. But anyway, this is the one that really just blows my mind, man. Just blows my mind. Because it's just so unique. It's just so unique. It's a racer. Like, the name is perfect for being the Invisible Man. The alternate head sculpt, the goggles, and just look at everything that he comes with. I mean, all the different hands. Now, normally I'm like, hey, I don't need that many hands. But again, when you have clear hands, you know, or when you're invisible, you need to have clear hands. So it actually makes sense. Captain Janeway approves. Yes, this whole line is actually awesome. So awesome. Watch out, talking about this line, you may be accused of leeching off someone's balls in a YouTube video. I know what you're talking about. But I go live and I'll say what I fucking think. Anyway, the weapons on this are really cool. They are done by Gridiron, so you can imagine they're good. I mean, what's funny is that some of these, if two of these weapons are Gridiron, it's as much as the whole damn figure. If I bought them off Gridiron. So, but I think this figure looks awesome. So this one was released today. I'm sorry. Was released last week or this week. So Dr. Caligari now doesn't give you a lot, only hands and a pistol. But when you look at the other figures that they have so many damn accessories that you're really not going to have a hard time accessorizing them if you want. So this figure is kind of bland in my opinion, but you're not going to have every figure. Not every figure is going to be absolutely amazing. But this one here, I think he's needed. Looks like he's going to be the Dr. Mindbender or whatever of their thing. So let's see here. Donner Party were traveling west and got stuck in the snow and resorted to cannibalism. Okay. Yeah, I know there's like there's a whole story. Oh, hold on. I know this here. And yes, so there must be something going on, right? Like, yes, the Tommy gun was referring to Picard killing a Borg in the holodeck in Star Trek II, not the Wrath of Khan. All right. Oh yeah, Wade says this fella's going in my Hellboy display. You know what? If you collect Hellboy, I don't know, are there Hellboy 6-inch figures that would fit? Because man, I gotta say, it would fit perfect. So what you're saying is that $20 of this figure cost is due to Gridiron? No, I'm just saying that it would be cheaper to get Gridiron guns buying these figures than probably ordering directly from Gridiron. Listen, Ryan, I can't help that your boy has very expensive weapons and other stuff. I know you guys like him. I don't know him, but his stuff is very expensive. All right. So that's the Doctor. Little Valiver stuff here. This is the glow in the dark. He showed this off on his Instagram page. So this pretty much looks the same as the Swarm Horde, the box and everything, but I am a sucker for glow in the dark stuff like this. And I hope those heads will. Right, I know you are. Listen. Listen, I like you, man. Like, I like you. I wouldn't fuck with you if I didn't. I hope these heads will look good on some of the other Swarm and Scarab figures because they are glow in the dark. So I will definitely be trying to get a set of these. They just look really sharp. Like, they just look really, really good. Like, now it makes me laugh because he talked about not being futuristic and all that other stuff. No, Ken, we haven't even gotten there yet. We're getting there though. I just think these things are gonna pop, and if I can swap them with other Swarm and Scarab figures, and they actually match, I'll be happy because now I have like three glow in the head dark, three glow in the dark heads. Okay. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? Not even 2 hours in, and I'm losing steam. But I think the topic's going to get me hyped again. So here's how the package is going to look. The Swarm Tracer. Again, the name really works, Tracer, because obviously tracers trace the bullets. I do laugh because, he talks about not being futuristic and not being too futuristic. but so much of the stuff is futuristic, like the bat that he's doing. I know it's not a bat, but it's basically based on what the bat is supposed to be. All these swarm figures and scarab figures. So, but it is pretty cool. And then you get a glow in the dark stand. You know my feelings on stands. And then he released how the new heads are going to look. So you're going to be able to get a better shot when doing sniper poses or laying them down. Now he really doesn't like these, and I'm not sure why he does not like having more articulation. Matter of fact, I believe I was told that he had said that you won't get much more articulation by redoing the tooling like this. So if that's true, I don't know why you would be redoing the figure. But anyone that has Action Force figures knows, and a lot of figures, not just Action Force, but a lot of the action figures, you cannot get them into really good poses with their heads looking up. You start looking at the back of some of the Joes, and you can see some of the newer ones have a better articulation point, so you can get better sniper shots. So I'll be interested to see how this turns out. Again, without breaking down one, I'm not sure exactly, how it looks here, but that's what we're going to get. So if you're into Action Force, hopefully we're going to get a better pose here. Colonel Siege or Colonel Courage or what's his name? I don't know. We just call him Eagle because he's like Hawk. Okay. All right. We're coming to the end before we get to the topic. Super 7 released a bunch of reaction figures. And what actually is Colonel Siege, huh? I thought I was making jokes. I didn't realize he was actually Colonel Siege. Maybe I thought Colonel Courage was the joke. I don't know. All right. So these are the new reaction figures. And you know my feelings on reaction figures. I'm not a fan of 5 points of articulation. I look at this buzzer here. He's going to be $20. I can buy an O-ring buzzer for $30 off eBay in pretty good condition. With that said, I think this Hawk looks really, really good. And yes, as Matthew said, he has a removable helmet. But I think the Hawk looks really good. If you're going to keep him in the package or you're going to put him in your back, I like the pilot. Because if you have a bunch of different planes, you don't want them all having Ace flying them or Slipstream. So to fill in an extra pilot in a Sky Striker, I think is really cool. I don't care about the Cobra Commander. It is retooled. He's shiny. Johnny Reno mentioned the Crimson Guard because, like having sailors, having a whole bunch of, shipwrecks is kind of weird. It's nice to have a allotment of figures that look a little bit different. So when you find the Crimson Guard on sale, if you collect the O-ring figures, he will fit in the back just as a guard or whatever. Because it is something just a little bit different. The buzzer, like I said, I could care less about. Barbecue, who I think is one of the most useless G.I. Joe figures ever, he does look just like he does look like he popped right out of the cartoon. He did pop right out of the cartoon, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, so. But I actually think these look really good. Some of them. So, as negative as I am about Super 7 Reaction, I think the price point is wrong. I think it is too expensive. I think it is BS. I think Brian Flynn is a lying piece of shit. Okay, I went too far there. But I think that. can't take words back. I do think these look good. And again, I do like the pilot. Again, if you have figures set up, if you have planes set up, it's nice to have just generic pilots. If you need a Hawk and you want him in the back, maybe you want your Hawk to be Colonel Siege. I don't know. You can do that too. To have just a different Crimson Guard there. I don't know why we need a robotic Cobra Commander, but hey, that's that. Whew. All right. This is the last bit of news before we get to the topic. And last bit of news before I go to the bathroom. Hiya has released, and they're going hard on these 1/18 scale G.I. Joes that we can't get here in the U.S. Let's say hi to Mr. Wonderful. Go over there, check out Hacks the Stack, back it. He's going to be working with Ramen. Maybe that's why he was hiding, because I said what I said about Ramen. I thought it was bad. And say hi to Wraith Mace. And I know there was someone else that had popped up here that said that, J. Albert Vargas. What's up, friendo? Been a while since I joined live. Normal watch at work next day. All right. So here Hiya Toy is, and I mean, there's no getting around that what they're doing is just recreating the classified figures and or what was supposed to be classified in the video game in 4-inch form. I think this figure actually looks pretty good. I don't have a problem with it at all. The face is a little But if you like the classified figures, but you're not into that scale, here you go. Now, the spear launcher, they were talking about the full force. And they made a question about, like, I'd like to see how it actually fits on a classified figure, because this thing is huge. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier when I mentioned about, like, the swords for Snake Eyes and stuff. I don't know why, like, some of their accessories are just enormous. That's what she said. And I don't know why they do that. You know, Viper Scott, I completely forgot to mention that. We can talk about that when we're done here, if you guys want. I don't have any pictures, and I can't pull anything up because we know it freezes up the... trying to not have technical difficulties. But I think this looks good. The backpack is huge. I mean, there's just some things that I don't understand what Hiya is doing, but the sculpt looks really good. This picture I can't get over because it looks like this thing's coming off her head. You guys see it, right? It looks like this is coming off the top of her head, like it's the middle of her head. Like she has a GoPro on it, but it's a weird GoPro. But I can't not see that. Here's everything that she does come with. Again, I don't think the pack looks bad, except for it's really big. The spear launcher is really big. No guns, but again, I have so many guns that I could use. That's not a problem. You know, different hands. I just wish these were available in the U.S. without having to pay overseas costs and stuff like that. I don't think I'll be getting them, but who knows? And then I want to say that the next one goes into... So, I'm going to remove this here. Maybe. I can't even remember what I'm doing here. What the hell? Remove this. All right. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. We can talk about the video game if you want before we get into everything else. Let me run to the restroom real quick so I can be open and honest about my topic. So I said at 11 o'clock. I hit it pretty good. All right, I'm back. So let me look through here. So the JoJo game, I saw it. I'm not a game person. So I was kind of surprised when I saw this side scroller and all these people being so excited for it. I thought people would be like, wow, still living in the 80s or the 90s. So I was actually kind of surprised. I think it looks kind of fun for being a side scroller, but I don't know how that's going to, you have all these people that are complaining about the G.I. Joe brand and how they're not forward thinking. So you're doing a side scroller of all old stuff, so all you're going to bring back in is old collectors. So, I mean, what is it? It's like people just need to bitch about stuff. I think we went over this all last week for the stream. So I'm really surprised at how many people were excited to see it. But anyway, what do you guys think? I say, now that he's gone, where does this guy get off right? I'm not sure what that meant. Yeah, you're right. I need to make a cool You're right. I do. Yes, I definitely do. Okay, so random diarrhea. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you random diarrhea because you made that mistake. Retro style games have made a comeback on the indie scene. Okay. But my thing is, like, again, I always wash my hands, dude. But the one thing that I mentioned, that people complain is that they're not bringing in new fans. But people are so excited to see stuff that's just like, it's rehashing not only the old property, but it's also it's rehashing the old property, but it's also rehashing an old style of games that kids don't play anymore. Again, you think that you want it to be more like, the first person shooters or stuff like that, or even like the Gotham games. Those Batman Gotham games. My son loved those. Like, he would probably love a G.I. Joe one that's like the Gotham Knights or Gotham, I don't know, all those Gotham ones. Yeah, I give them a week and they'll be complaining about how the characters look or the video game guns don't look brilliant. Oh my god. Well, Fortnite, that creator is a big G.I. Joe fan, and that's why Snake Eyes is in there. And I believe Storm Shadow was too. But if you actually watch, when that all came out, Snake Eyes was put in because the creator of Fortnite is a fan of the 80s. Like, that's when he grew up. That's why there's a lot of different properties. I don't play Fortnite, but I know a little bit about it. That's why they pulled in like different properties. It's not people going to them. He wants to pull these properties in. So, unfortunately, people don't know what it is. So, all right. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is what you would think that people would want. Something like Ghost Recon. I know what you're talking about. I know the first-person shooter. My son plays this stuff. I think like Batman Gotham Knights. I've watched him play it. The Spider-Man game. Stuff like that. Like, that would bring people in. Just an Arashikage game. Like, so. But, hey, you are getting a G.I. Joe video game. I didn't think about it. As I told you, it's been a long week. And I haven't even done anything for Thursday. So, all right. I'll take a drink here. And let's get into what we all came for. 55 of you watching. Take a second. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. I want to hit 3,000 before the end of the year. I think we can do it. All right. So, let me start all over from the beginning. So when I started the channel, when I started to do live streams, and I started talking to Matthew, we had talked about things, and he wasn't the moderator, just the person I was throwing things at. And I said, I could go on here and I could attack people and I could blast people. And I think that's just cheap pops. That's an early bump. If that's what you want, so be it. But it's not actually drawing people in to liking your content. That's, oh my God, this person has a beef, and once the beef is done, I feel like I've done a good job to get people to come in. Hell, you guys are listening now, and I feel like I'm struggling even to talk because of all this medication, but it shit does crazy things to your mind. Can't wait for it to be out of my system. So I ignored the island. There were times that I touched upon it. There were times when I exposed certain things, and we will talk about that again. And I'd say I was fine leaving well enough alone. No? But then the fucker goes ahead and he puts a hose over the fucking stall while I'm taking a shit. I would be rolling a joint. It sprays water on me. Just couldn't leave well enough alone. And this was on Saturday. And as I mentioned, I had helped my buddy move. I had finished the round of steroids. If anyone's been on prednisone, they know that you are hot, but you're not hot. You are hungry, but you are not hungry. You want to eat, but nothing tastes good, but everything tastes good. And you can kind of be angry. And then I saw that some Instagram posts got taken down. And I looked and saw what they were. I'm like, I haven't really posted anything that's inappropriate, right? And then I saw who they came from. Island. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then I could see what some of them were. So one was when I exposed about him buying subscribers. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Because I had screenshots. And we all play along at home. And the other one was the shirts. Now, most of his shirts are gone. The ones that I showed what he was doing. I was not the one that came across this. G.I. Joe Collectibles, I think. I saw him tagged in it. In this dispute. Or whatever it was. He was the one that noticed that he had literally taken Super 7's USS Flag shirt, photocopied it, or screenshotted it, removed Super 7's logo and put his logo over it, and then put his shirt up. Which to me is like, my God. Now, we've already gone round and round with how this guy is. He's done he had confirmed that the Trouble Bubble was a Target exclusive coming with Dr. Mindbender. He's removed the video since then. He stole a Toy Kind of Mood stuff. Rather than just being, hey, you know what? Hey, this is a Toy Kind of Mood. I'm going to use their footage. Why would no one be mad about that? And I said this from the beginning. The thing about this guy, Island, is he could have been a very, very, very good member of this community. He has excellent production values. He works in the media. He knows how to tie everything together. The problem is he's clickbait. And he would rather steal people's shit and then turn around and act like, how dare you? He did it, he did it to Carson from 3D Joe's when he was using his stuff, and Carson from 3D Joe's messaged him and said, hey, I don't mind you using this. He talked about this on Articulated Chat. He said, I don't mind you using it, but please give the site, which I've worked really hard at, the credit. And he told Chad, he acted like I fucking offended him by telling him, hey, you know what? Please give us credit. Use whatever you want. I listened to Carson on the Full Force say, I listened to Carson on the Full Force when he's talking about, it's like, hey, you know what? That it's there for everyone to use. Just please don't please just give it credit. I've worked really hard on this site. I've worked really hard on everything. I don't think that's asking too much. So the whole toy kind of mood thing, which actually makes me laugh because he literally cropped the fuckers out and focused on Emily and Lenny. But he's done this numerous times. But then he says it's all this fair play act, right? He should be able to do whatever he wants, right? They can't do anything. But then the little bitch is obviously disputing stuff. Now, there's nothing to dispute here. I guess he went on Instagram. Funny thing is, I can't even find him on Instagram because he has us all blocked. And you can't really dispute it. So I sent this over to Chaz. I'm like, dude, look what this little asshole did. And Chaz goes, he's hitting me for like 20 of them. And he hit Jersey Maniac. Now, mind you, I'm like laid out on the couch. I don't want to do shit. I got figures that came in. I want to do reviews, but I'm like, I'm not even going to do them. And now I'm like hyped up. I thought about doing a live stream and just fucking blasting them. But hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to think before you do shit. You got to figure out how you're going to put shit into words so it doesn't destroy your channel. My channel that I've worked really hard to build. I don't buy my fucking subs. And if you buy subs, fuck you. All right? It doesn't help your channel. I've already explained how subs work. Once you hit 1,000, it doesn't matter as long as people are watching you. So anyway. So I'm amped up. I'm hyped up. Chaz says, yeah, dude. And Chaz hits me right back. Yeah, dude. He hit me for like 20. He hit Jersey Mike up. And I know, not Jersey Mike. That's some shot. Jersey Maniac, right? And I can only imagine how many other people that didn't say anything because a lot of people don't give a shit, right? So I'm like, you know what? We're going to do this. Now, going back to the first comment where Pat said, hey, you know what? This just brings attention to him. I truly do believe that anyone that's listening to me right now knows who he is. I also believe that anything that I'm going to say is going to bring to people that don't realize what he's doing, that it will bring them to see, all right, you know what? This guy is not good for the community. This guy does lie about things. He's a cheater. He's a piece of shit. And hey, just so you know, we know that when you started getting backlash, you put your son on hoping that no one would bash you. Well, no one has an issue with your son. He doesn't know any better. But you literally grabbed him and put him in front of you as a fucking shield. And that's what you are. So, we're going to talk about how he bought subs. Now, I have no proof that he bought subs. I just have information. So if you guys want to play the game at home, it's called Social Blade. You go to socialblade.com and you can type in any YouTube channel and you can kind of see where the problem is. So if you want to go to Social Blade right now and you want to pull up these channels, you want to pull up any channel, let's do it. So he put the G.I. Joe movie up a while back. And he got a whole bunch of views. Now, a lot of people say that's right where he got his subscribers from, but listen, I could put Top Gun Maverick up, and people might watch it, but I'm not going to get that many subscribers. I'll get some, but not like what you'll see here. So I wanted to start with a couple other channels. So I have Analog Toys, who has like 58,000 subscribers. Now, on their best day, going back to September 20. Now, if you change your name on Social Blade, or your YouTube name, I believe that's where it starts from. Because when I changed my name to A Punk with Toys from what my personal name was, that's where you start seeing the beginning of my information. So if you look at Tony from Analog Toys, 58,000 subscribers. The biggest week that he had was 1,200 subscribers. That is huge. And there's a big spike there. And as you can see, he obviously had something that went big. And then he got bigger. Probably started getting really big when he was associated with the 3POA. But looking at these are like, 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers. There's a constant wave. You go look at Geek Dead Life. 17,000 subscribers, I think. Pretty much close to what Island has. Well, at their peak from September 20, they had 460 subscribers as their best week. That is a wonderful, wonderful, amazing week. But you look at it, it's like, all right, they had this one big spike, but you can see there's been this constant flow of subscribers coming in. All right. So that makes you go, all right, well, yeah, that makes sense. You have a big spike. Full Force Podcast, who I think is the main G.I. Joe YouTuber going right now. He is tied with Boss Fight Studios, but he's tied with Hasbro. And we all know it. If he says something, you can probably bet it's going to come. So looking at the Full Force, going back to September 20, the biggest spike he's had in a week was 60 subscribers. Okay? Again, very good. But you can see and look at it and say, oh, wow. Toy Habits, who I think has around 8,000. They had a spike of 440. Now, they had some big spikes here. And then you can see they constantly had a flow of subscribers. This is to be expected. Now, if you're playing along at home, you can see all this stuff. And you can go look at any YouTube channel. I'll throw myself in here because you know what? I figured, hey, I should be honest. You can see mine here. So as I mentioned to you, when I changed my name, going back to the beginning of 2022, I think, this is when it starts. So I had some subscribers before this. So here it goes. Boom, up, down, up, down. Yes, it's flowing through. My biggest spike, I think, was 60 subscribers. Of course, this is right in the way. What do you know? So as you can see, there's been this up and down of subscribers. Now, if you're following along at home, playing the home game, you can see what I'm talking about. So now let's get to Liar, Liar Island. So someone explain this to me and tell me that they're not bought. June 21, he started, or July 21. Here's a few spikes. Now, unfortunately, because I'm not looking at this live, you can't see where it's at. But he has like 100, flows to almost nothing, sits around. Like these dips here around October 21 are probably going to be like 10, 20. And then you get to this January, and there's two big spikes. The top spike says that it's 2,900, 500. There's a spike right before that, which was like 2,100. And then there's a spike after that that dips, which is around 900 and then 400. And then he goes on this absolutely no one is subscribing. Now, if you look at the chart, you can kind of see what's going on. I said before, this is where he bought the subscribers. Now, again, I don't know why you buy subscribers. They're not real people. It says that, hey, look how many subscribers I have, but when it comes to monetization, it doesn't fucking matter. No one's watching it. And it gets thrown on the algorithm. So when he's going around talking about having 15,000, 17,000, 19,000, whatever it is, Yes, this is what grown men talking about toys are beefing about. Yeah. It's really about explaining how if you go online, you're going to find people that just blow smoke up your ass. And they're bad for the community. Any community. I mean, I can go on Mike Zero if you really want. That would take days to get information. All right. So anyway, now I don't have the chart here, but if you look at it, you'll also see where he deletes stuff. So he got these big views on it, and then he had to delete it. So he lost all these views. He is constantly deleting stuff or removing stuff, probably making it hidden, which tracks the algorithm and it hides it. But you have this guy that's going out there and constantly doing stuff like this. And he doesn't stop. And it's been such a problem. And I know, as Jason said, this is what we're beefing about. I'm sorry, but hey, listen. We're in this community. People call him out in little fucking spurts, but no one flat out just says, here's the reason why he's a problem. Yes, Big Bacon, he interviewed you? Okay. This is subscribers. So he had done this. He spreads false information like crazy. That's the biggest thing that everyone sees. And don't get me wrong. Chaz is a little aggressive towards him, but Chaz does not like him. As he continues to spend... And the problem becomes when you go on these G.I. Joe Facebook groups and you see the people that will constantly come back and they're like, fuck, you're reciting shit that you just heard on fucking Island, right? He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's upset with Hasbro because Hasbro won't send him product. So there's that. So now if we're still playing the game at home, go to TeePublic, right? TEE Public. They sell shirts. So if I wanted to have shirts made, I could use TeePublic. I don't use TeePublic, but I bought shirts from TeePublic for other things. So what was found out is that it's not really expensive to buy subscribers. I looked at it because I was like, when I posted this, I was like, I wonder how much it is to buy subscribers. And it's not very expensive. Chaz, I called him out about 20 times on my page just to document that a lying piece of shit he is. Probably more than 20, but he only caught you at 20. Yeah, but you know what? Years of work get 5K subs. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? If they're your subs, then they're your subs. Like, they tune in, to hear you and see what you're doing. So anyway, the story about the USS flag, about the flag shirt that I want to say was G.I. Joe Collectibles. I could be wrong. He said he was always looking for it on Super 7 and it was never available. And he posted the whole video and he's like, so somehow I ended up over here and this is Island and he has the same shirt. Now this is a distinct Super 7 shirt. And he goes, you can even see where he tried to get rid of the Super 7 logo and put his own logo on because he still left some stuff on it. So of course it made me go look because once it was posted and sent to me, I had to go look. And that's when I started noticing some stuff. So if you go to TeePublic, there's only one shirt that's left. So you probably recognize this picture. Well, this is the only picture that he has left. Now he has a different background. He cut out this Cobra Commander and put it on a shirt. Now mind you, This is the digital render from the HasLab. But he had all these other shirts that were someone else's work that he put on his own shirts and was attempting to sell as his own. Now, mind you, I have 2 shirts up there that have figures on it that I am selling, but that is my work. I'm the one that created them. I am the one that took the pictures. Whether you like them or not, I'm the one that did the work. So I called them out on this. There was one of the Instagram posts that got removed. But of course, I didn't report them. But shortly after I did that video, all those shirts were removed. And I still have them. They'll still be on a live stream. I probably still have them somewhere. I know they're not on Instagram because they all got pulled on Instagram. But if you go look, you know this is the HasLab. I mean, here's the HasLab picture. You will see it on a shirt that he did. I'm going to move this. So I finally decided, you know what? It's just time to call the asshole out. Now, if he wants to go on someone's stream, he wants to have a debate. I mean, I don't want to have a fucking debate like, what the fuck is that thing? Frenchie and the Guru, all right? Well, I'm not that nice. He wants to go out and he wants to do a live stream and actually explain his methods and how he does stuff. I say do it. You want me to come on? I'll come on. I'll debate with you. I don't give a shit. See, I'm here live every fucking Monday. It's not hard to find me. I don't hide behind my little fucking video. And you know what he'll do? He'll probably see this, and then he'll talk about how he doesn't get involved in the drama, and he'll take shots at all the people that I may have mentioned, like Chaz, myself, Toy Kind of Moon, because that's what he does. And I know people said don't bring attention to him, but what I'm trying to do is bring attention to that this guy is just bad for the community. Like Mike Zero is bad for the Star Wars community, he is bad for the G.I. Joe community, and he continues to be bad. And it's just so many different things that he's done. And again, if you looked at Chaz, I mean, I think what I think really did it was that Jersey Maniac recently did a Instagram Reels where he discussed how this guy fucking knows nothing. He tries saying this is the wolf spider is an army builder, but clearly he has a name. And why do people still listen to this asshole? He doesn't know anything. He's absolutely correct. And again, I don't feel I need to be better than anyone, but I'm one of the people that are willing to say, you know what? I'm going to say what I fucking think. I'm so sick and tired of this piece of shit. Again, I believe he bought his subscribers. I think he bought his subscribers. I don't give a shit because, again, you're not doing anything for the community. You have an issue with Hasbro because Hasbro won't send you stuff. That's what's funny. I mean, he was all for Hasbro. He's constantly begging for stuff, and then he's like, I won't take free stuff even if they send it to me. Like, bullshit. You ask your subscribers to send you stuff all the time. And I haven't watched it in quite some time. So that is bad on me because I don't know what he's talking about now. Random, dude, like, the amount of things that I hold back, the amount of things that I hold back when I'm on a stream, and Matthew and Tony and Bobby B, they all can probably fucking tell you, all right? Like, the shit I do hold back, no, dude, I think some bigger ToyTuber channel, no offense, need to call him out. Then he has nowhere to hide, so to speak. You are absolutely correct. But nobody wants to. And I understand. Listen, one of the issues is, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to piss some fucking people off, and I don't really give a shit. Listen, people won't say shit about fucking Bobby Valhalla because They are worried that they're not going to get their fucking free product, that they're not going to be partnered with the 3P way. I don't give a fuck, man. All right? If they say something shitty, then you fucking call them out. All right? A lot of these guys, they don't want to say anything bad about Super 7 because they may not get Brian Flynn on. I don't give a shit. People don't want to say, hey, you know what? I'm not sure about Ramen Toys, man. He seems like a good guy. I said that. But hey, you know what? I'm not sure if this fucking product, like this way of doing things is right. I don't give a shit. All right? People don't ask me to come on. Why? Because I don't have them on my show. I understand that. This is a one-man show. I figured I can do it for 3 hours. I'm going to fucking do it for 3 hours. I'm going to say what I want. And I'm not going to pull someone into something that I feel. Because, yeah, I might kill my channel. Someone may fucking bitch about me. And if it's someone big, they may fucking bash me. And all of a sudden, you have a whole bunch of people that fucking hate you. I don't give a shit. All right? I do my fucking reviews. I fucking move on. I do my fucking lives. I speak I speak about what I say. All right? So, no, because Payne's not doing like his show while doing like customs. And I don't do customs. But again, you are absolutely correct. Someone bigger needs to say it. I don't think anyone bigger is going to, because again, I'm not out here. I didn't try and start a live stream, a channel to have feuds every week. All right? It's not fucking professional wrestling. I don't move from one feud to the next. All right? Talk about shit that I like, and that's it. But again, a lot of people, and it's not just him, it's they don't want to say anything because, oh my God, if I criticize NECA, I'm not going to get Travis on or whoever. Like, I'm sorry. Some people make some shitty fucking product and they need to be called out on it. And believe me, I know that when I'm pissing someone off, I may be pissing the wrong person off because they don't want to hear what I have to say. But I'm just saying what I actually believe. You know, Brian Flynn is on these damn shows and no one wants to say, yeah, you're absolutely wrong about not refunding people's money or fixing the head sculpts on that G.I. Joe Series 2. Because guess what? This isn't the only fucking problem that you've had. You know? But bigger tube channels, people that are making a second income or a full income on it, they don't want to press the situation. When Analog Toys went after Geek Dead Life and Mega J Retro and Toy Habits and all those guys that did the Mattel thing, I thought Geek Dead Life did a wonderful job of never saying Analog Toys, Valaverse. They made comments, and all their subscribers in the chat made comments without ever referring to them. And that's how people are. I don't give a shit. Like, I have no problem speaking my mind. It's kind of been a problem my whole life. You think that a guy that stands as small as me would have got my ass kicked more, but I didn't. But again, I'll say what I have to say. And that's it. I really went off. I didn't expect to. Trying to keep that blood pressure down. You guys aren't helping. You guys are enablers. But to that point of yes, there need to be other toy tubers. But you know, Chris McLeod is never going to do it. He does not. You know, Chris McLeod does not. He doesn't ruffle feathers, and that's fine because I know that's who he is. I've watched other people take shots at him. If someone took shots at me the way they take shots at Chris, oh, you better believe that when I start up that live stream, I'm going to have something to say. Chris is a nice guy, at least from what I can see. Really nice guy. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm not that nice. I just don't care. Russell, I am breathing. I've been practicing for the whole. And here's a perfect example of things that I say that I know people. You guys get upset when I say that I believe that gridiron is overpriced, and I truly do believe that. With all that said, like I don't know how much I don't know how much they pay for their stuff, what their costs are. What I know is that Mark, who owns Gridiron, doesn't say shit. He just puts out product, and if people want to buy it, they buy it. And that's great. Ken, I took a shot at you, Lawrence, but I was wearing a mask and had a steel chair, so you didn't know who it was. Mr. Wonderful, you remember that, right? That's my tag team partner. Chris will laugh when someone mentions it in the comments but doesn't really respond. Yes. And there's a lot to that. And there's a lot of stuff that I hear, from other people. And again, as it is really weird. And it's not just in the ToyTube community, but when you're on the radio, and I know because I've known people on the radio, or you're on YouTube. And again, this is like it's like having your own talk show. People feel like they know you. And so they will tell you things. And I've mentioned this before. There's a lot of you that think that I am right wing, and a lot of you think that I'm left wing. None of you motherfuckers know where I stand. And none of your damn business. But you guys will tell me things not knowing where I stand. And Matthew said, that means you've done your job staying impartial right down the middle. Anyone else have anything else to say? This will probably keep me from ever being on someone else's YouTube and then read this and they go, oh my God, what the fuck might this guy say? But I have learned that when you're on someone else's show, you have to watch what you say. You can't just go off the rails and start, because it's someone else's show. It's someone else's show, and you don't want to fucking get them in trouble. That's what happened with Infinity Equations. Someone else said something, that guy got blamed for it, and then he felt like he should quit doing YouTube. Which made no sense to me, but whatever. All right. Is there anything else? I really thought this would go longer. Yeah. Cobb, you're only showing up here so I can pass on the little bit of Motu viewerships that I do have. Let's say hi to Brick something. How are you? I don't know if Brick heard everything. If he did, he's probably going, what is wrong with this guy? Hey, listen, I will give you guys your 3 hours. Because at this point, I tell you, man, like I hit the last 15 minutes and I'm like, I'm good to go. My sad facial hair, it's all I can grow. I can't grow a beard. It was all gray. I wonder how much gray would be on top. Oh my gosh. So anyway, does anyone else have anything to say? Does anyone else want to speak on? Does anyone else want to have anything to say? I know most of the people here have the same feelings about Island. And I made sure not to say his name because I don't want him coming after me with a copyright strike because I said Island. Because he's a douchebag that would do something like that. And I know there are some people that have a lot of a lot harsher things to probably say. But it does, again, there's just so much stuff. Like, and I'm sure there are other people in other communities. I see our community. And I don't consider myself a Joe-tuber, but I know I'm a Joe-tuber. Anthony says, I only show up here to have something in the background while I make a custom fig with overpriced gridiron accessories. It's not the only reason why you're here. We know that. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't even feel like I was that angry about things. Like, I mean, I know when I'm angry, and I don't even feel like my blood pressure's gone up. I will test it when I'm done. But yeah, no. But yeah, like I said, I agree with what people said. I believe that, yeah, there should be, again, like, people wonder, like, you're starting drama or whatever, like, this is what we're going to bitch about. But it's our community, and if we don't keep the people in check like they're supposed to be, then where does the information come from? It's already a shit show as it is, all right? YouTubers that are, like, so concerned with being the first person to review a fucking video, driving me up the fucking wall. I don't give a shit that you were number 2, Travis. Honest to God, I'm sorry. I can't say keep it in no more. Travis, I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care that you got fucking... I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to. I don't give a shit that you got the fucking spider guy fucking second. I don't give a shit. I just fucking don't. And no one else does either. All right? I can't believe I just did that, but I'm sorry. God, fuck! Yeah. Sorry, buddy. That's probably going to not end well, but holy shit. Listen, buddy, we're almost done. I'm almost done. My heart fucking pops. Anyway, hold on, buddy. Listen, 10 more minutes. Go lay down. Come here, say hi. Say hi to everyone. Hi. Say hi. Oh, I love you too. I do. Okay. I do. Okay. But can you go? I know. You're good though, right? You sit in all day. Luckily, I only have one neighbor. Her bedroom is right there, so she might be going, "What the hell's going on?" If you ain't first, you're last. Right? Is that what it goes? Listen, if you're creating content for a YouTube channel, put out content. Be good about it, man. Just put out constant content. That's what grows your channel. I'll go to that. I got 10 minutes. Listen, if you're trying to grow your channel and you want to grow it, take your time, and it doesn't matter. Big Bacon, you are the perfect example right here. I just realized I'm 7 minutes behind live. All right, so Big Bacon, perfect example. If you go to his channel, he's been putting out content like crazy. And he's putting out content, and he's reviewing figures that have been out for quite some time at times, right? But he's putting in the work. He's building the channel. And that's what you got to do. If anyone wants to do YouTube, man, it's very simple, man. Just put in the time. Take your time. Do reviews. Don't review a figure because it's brand new and you got it before everyone else. Review it and move on to the next one. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are people that see me putting out a video every single damn day and think this is enough. I don't need to see it. Well, you can just move on. But the fact is I'm putting work in and people are tuning in and they're checking it out. Bobby B and I were talking about it. It's like, hey, we have different goals, man. Now, Bobby will push out 4 videos all at once. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing one at a time. And that's just how I do it. And your neighbor must think Pornhub is giving you Chaz, even if it's not a meme, you're making us fucking laugh. But yeah, if you want to grow your channel, just take your time, put the time in. Do not do cheap. It's not about the cheap pop that you get like from professional wrestling. All right, that's great. You see what CM Punk did, right? He's a piece of shit. Cheap pop, acts like an asshole. No one gives a shit. He'll be gone. No one will remember him. Ryan here. I am not in a rush to be first on my channel. The Island of Misfits Toy Collectors is just about having fun. It is, and when you decide that you want to start growing, and you have to have a direction. And again, some people, they don't care. My idea for this channel was just to review the classified figures and compare them to the O-rings because I had them. And as it grew, I wanted to grow the channel. It had grown. And when I started doing the live streams, everything kind of fell into place. And yes, there's no doubt that my idea of what my original channel was, it changed. It's not going to be everyone's. But yeah. But if you want to grow your channel, just put out consistent. Ratface. If you've been following Ratface, he is doing all kinds of stuff like that. He is constantly pushing out a lot of content, but he's not always the first to it. And that's fine because he's getting his reps in. He's learning how to do it. And again, everything, to be good at anything, you have to put the time in. Shark Eyes, perfect example. He's putting in the time. He's doing it. Although you got to stop doing Instagram lives to open a fucking Firefly. Are you serious? Like, why did you not do a fucking video of that? I do a video when time, energy, work permits. Then there are some figures that I don't even feel like reviewing. Whatever works for you. You are right. I've also reviewed every single classified figure. So, like I said, I will be a completist until I'm no longer a completist. Woo! So that went off the rails at the end. I do apologize because some of you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Some of you do. Some of you I'm sure I will hear from. But yeah, if I have to breathe. I think longer breaths, it's closer to midnight, and I give you guys your 3 hours. I have never gone live. IG Live is convenient, but YouTube is the place to grow. I wish I focused more on YouTube before instead of growing my IG, but it's all I use. I agree. I've never actually gone live on YouTube, Instagram. It feels weird. Anything that's vertical, I don't like the vertical format. Yeah. No, I didn't. I don't know what. Is this referring to me? I don't know. Let's see here. I did one video, and only because my rinky-dink Walmart somehow once got a figure like 2 weeks before anyone else on the internet. And that's cool. I mean, like, again, if you're just like, hey, I just got this figure in, if you're not like actively building a YouTube channel, fucking do it, man. Like, be the first, man. Just throw it out there, and like, you'll get like 10,000 views out of nowhere, man. Chaz, I was like, I hate that I paid, and it's like, there's no way to track it once it leaves. I was more concerned about it just showing up. Not when I got it, just the fact that I can't track it. And that scares the shit out of me. But I got one package in. So now I kind of know how it works. But you had the tracking. Like you showed me how to do the tracking, how to track everything. So, so let's see here. Did we get any subscribers? Did I break that 15 or 12, 2,500 mark? I'm sitting at 2,500. Just at 2,500. Anyway. Did I hit everything you guys wanted? I'm here for the people. I am the people's champion. That is a cheap pop right there. I am a people's champion. Does anyone else have an opinion on Hasbro Paul? Is that Hasbro Paul's is selling Super Slim stuff on their site? Well, they are. They did that before too. I believe they sold reaction figures early on when they did them, but I know they had them on the live stream before. And because they are solely connected, because obviously Super 7, they have to be licensed by Hasbro. I think that's the reason why Hasbro does it. But what's funny is that when Hasbro allowed Super 7 to do it and they licensed them, what was actually really funny, in my opinion, was they started doing like retro figures. And next thing you know, the Hasbro team is doing like retro stylized figures. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of shitty. Like, it's kind of shitty. Like, I understand there's a classified, but, and a big thank you to Big Bacon, new channel member. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. I also want to mention about the channel members. At the end of every video, I will have your name at the end, like all your names. But I'm only going to be doing it once a month because it takes a lot of time to change the way I do it. So I have to redo it because the last few videos did not have Matthew in it. But I'm like, yeah, a few people dropped out, a few people added. I got to do this again. All right. Guys, I really don't have anything else to talk about. I'm really struggling to make it that midnight for you guys. Because I already know the texts are coming. Oh boy. I gotta sleep tonight. Let's see here. Ryan says Hasbro sells Super 7 and other companies what Joe stuff they can make. Yeah, I think they've done it with Transformers too. I could be wrong. I don't like spreading misinformation, but I think I've seen it with Transformers also. So, he says, let's storm the island and overthrow its government. Okay, so to actual Cobra Island. How the hell was it so hard for the United States government to get rid of Cobra Island? I mean, that should have been something pretty easy, right? I mean, I know they're a terrorist organization, but I feel like it should have been something that not only the Joe team, but the rest of the United States military would have been able to do, right? Okay, Lawrence, who has the best Coney's, Flint or Detroit? I don't really like Coney dogs. So I don't have an answer for you. I'm a very picky eater. But is Flint known for that? I mean, I don't think I know the water's not better in Flint. Still won't eat that or drink that. Shark Guy's Mind Part is on the new way too. Well, of course you like me. We're like, I don't know. We need to hang out though. We live like how fucking close to each other. I mean, how I drove to PowerCon to meet a whole bunch of people. Oh, no. Flint's known for more than just bad water. Flint actually got a whole series on Netflix. I think it's called Flint Town. Oh, man. Man. God, Flint's bad. I'm born and raised in Flint. I even now have clone dark features because of the water. We still have a few clients up in Flint, so yes, Battle Creek is known for RVD. Southgate is known for Big Kevin Nash. Let's see here. Yeah, on YouTube, I think it's called Flint Town, and it's very interesting, because there was once a very big city, which is now it is just completely crime ridden. Yeah. I mean, it's been crime ridden for quite some time. But yeah, if you watch it, it's very interesting. It's about 2 police officers, and if I remember correctly. So, all right, I did make it 3 hours. I actually feel better now. I actually feel better now than when I started. I think because I let so much out. But I'm going to get out of here. I want to say thank you to everyone. Listen, I hope that I didn't deter more people thinking that I'm just going to bitch about Island. It's 9:04 p.m. Not here, though. 42 viewers, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. What is the question? DJ Fever says, yeah, you feel great because you released that hate. I released something. That made me laugh. Oh my gosh. All right. Ryan says, you all have a good night. I love these Monday shows. Thank you very much. And Ryan, I love having you as, you're not actually new, but you're still pretty new in the past few months. I know you knew who I was. I always jump in there and take shots at you guys. But all right, so I'm going to get out of here. Tune in this Thursday for Thursday Movie Flashback, where there is a chance that I will have slides done. There's also a chance I won't have slides done because I just don't know if I'm going to have time. Matthew, just so you know, you may be going off notes solely for Goonies that we'll be talking about it. Lots of videos to come out soon, especially if I get my stuff from Taiwan. I only got 2 more videos to do. All right, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys all for joining. It does mean the world to me. But I'm out of here. Have a good night.